This episode is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/Wicked Theory. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
You're listening to the Wicked Theory Podcast.
We're very happy to have you back, even for a short visit.
And here we go.
Broadcasting to you live from the Cornelius and Zira honeymoon suite. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast. Cha-cha-cha, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast, and my name is Bill Sweeney, same as last time, and I got some people. They're the same as last time, too. We got Reverend Uncle Jay in the house.
Oh, yeah.
Puffing it up on a big old fatty cigar.
Rocky Patel's.
What kind of cigar? Is that what it was?
Rocky Patel.
Oh, okay, say it twice, make it nice. And then we got Ed over there across.
Listen, you prick, there are 4 guys around here who can't be fired, and you're not one of them.
Finally, a line that actually works on the show. And then I got my brother Bob on guitar.
Get your hands off me, you damn dirty ape.
See that, Ed? He had a line, too. All right, nice one, Ed. What movie's that from? We know it's Reverend, who?
It's John Goodman in Beyond the Sea.
Beyond the Sea.
The movie where Kevin Spacey, plays Bobby Darin, even though he's like a decade older.
Right, well,
Yeah, my line was from Jerry Maguire.
That's true. It might have been a deleted scene.
My line was real.
Wait, what was that was it was a deleted scene from when he was leaving, right? When he was doing the whole, "Who's coming with me, you damn dirty apes?"
That's it.
Right. All right, so this is episode 114. And, we're going to get into some news, a little nerd-related, pop culture-related stuff, candy-coated for your enjoyment. DC TV report later on.
Yeah.
We're going to get to some emails. If you want to ever send us an email, you can send it to podcast, because this is a podcast, at wickedtheory.com.
Wickedtheory.com.
Because it's the Wicked Theory Podcast. You see, I moved it around, but it's pretty basic. It's pretty simple. And just a heads up for anybody, Preacher vs. Preacher's back. If you're watching Preacher and you read the books, listen to us.
Preacher.
Was I there?
You were there.
Wow.
And you're loving it, too.
I am.
Yeah, you're loving it. Yeah, you're loving it.
Were my notes helpful at all?
Did you send them again?
Yes, I did.
Oh, I didn't notice.
That should tell you right there.
Sorry.
There's your answer, Ed.
I guess not.
And then I was going to give it a shout out again. Agent Palmer, our buddy, is behind the scenes and sometimes in front. Over at his website, agentpalmer.com. He's got a cool article, a little interview with Anthony Johnston, the guy who wrote The Coldest Winter. And The Coldest Winter is what The Atomic Blonde is based on. So we really want to give him a shout out.
Oh, you actually got to interview someone?
Yeah. Someone, yeah. This is a nice little get for our buddy.
Wow.
So go check it out.
This guy must not have known who he was talking to.
No, he did. He did. He hadn't heard us do the recap and review that we did for The Coldest Winter and The Coldest City. Palmer, to plug that too, Palmer and I, if you check out the feed, we did a little special kind of glossing over of that book if you want to check out that. It's not a real comparison to the movie because we hadn't seen the movie yet. We were just kind of sticking to the books. But, we contextualized a little bit from what we had seen with the trailers too.
Because that movie is really spelled out in the trailers.
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much straightforward. Like, it's a lot about the Cold War and it's actually right as the Berlin Wall's coming down. Depending,
Wait, is Hasselhoff involved?
Yeah.
No.
Wow, you stole my question.
No, this is pre-Hoff.
I don't believe it.
This is pre-Hoff.
What are you talking about, man? He was standing on the wall as they tore it down.
I saw a trailer this week for a movie, Killing Hoff, or Killing Hasselhoff, and it's like this real tongue-in-cheek thing where it's like there's a couple of names in it. It looks kind of funny. It could work, but I don't know. I'm not buying
I'm sure it'll sell well in Germany.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
It's got Rhys Darby and Ken Jeong.
Yeah. And it's got some other familiar faces in it too, like a lot of up and coming comedians and stuff.
Oh, Michael Winslow.
Well, maybe not up and coming, but someone's got to do the special effects. So I guess maybe they're saving a couple of bucks.
Well, that's exactly it. They don't
Right.
have the special effects for Kit.
Well, there you go.
So he's got to do them.
Oh,
Ron Funches is in it.
Ron Funches, that's who I saw. I saw a couple people.
But John Lovitz is in it. Go fuck yourself.
You don't want to say John Lovitz? See if that bit is still holding
No,
up.
thank you.
Acting. Sorry. All right. Who's in the chat, Ed? Do we know who's in the chat?
We've got Zombie John
Zombie John.
and Wesley.
Wesley.
And there's an Elsewhere kicking around.
We'll see.
Light week.
Light week, but we'll take it. We like it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I don't have a chat game for them this
Sorry.
week. What are they gonna do? Pop quiz.
I wouldn't have watched those trailers if I'd known we didn't.
Oh no.
Put me in a
What you're
movie
saying,
title.
Ed, is you were slacking off?
Put Uncle Jay in a movie title.
There you go.
Hashtag.
There you
it
go.
is.
There you go.
There's
Uncle
your-
Jay.
Because it's all about Uncle Jay.
Uncle Jay goes Hollywood. There you go. Examples include Jay, but it's the poster for Jaws, right? It's a visual, and he's like just like underwater with a cigar.
Uncle
like,
Jay and the Marlboro Man.
There you go. Uncle Jay and the Marlboro Man versus the Marlboro Man for a carton. So run wild with it, kids. And with that, I think we're gonna go to the news because that's what we kind of do at this point. I don't know. Little birdie told me. Little birdie. Is Jay playing his own game?
No.
Okay.
We got no Palmer, right?
No,
I
no,
gotta
no.
put it in there
Oh,
for
thank you. Good call. Good call.
It's true.
Let's put some production around here, some producership, and look who's ready. You poised,
Yep.
poised and ready to
Ready
go.
with the news.
Hit it, Ed.
So War for the Planet of the Apes dropped this week, and
Yeah.
its director, Matt Reeves,
Yeah,
while doing press, has been doing nothing but answering questions about the new Batman movie.
yeah, because that's like, yeah,
Correct.
we know what the apes is about. What's the deal with that Bat Kid?
Yeah, and one of the revelations that has come to light that I'm reading a Bleeding Cool article about right now is that evidently the script that Ben Affleck and Jeff Johns and Chris Terrio had like run through,
Yeah,
been working like a dog for the last year and a half.
that got the project up and running.
Like-
yeah.
Yeah,
suck?
yeah. They had Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke.
Hey, oh man,
Yeah.
The one that they shot stuff kind of for.
Well,
Or was that just test? That was test footage.
That was just test footage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that
Manganiello.
whole thing is gone.
You should just take these.
Yeah.
We're doing-
Happens, probably put them up on top there. When
We're doing a page one rewrite.
Yeah, we're just gonna start over.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of like. Look, the only things I know anything about are Matt Reeves' ideas.
Yeah.
Or how he contextualizes it. Like anything Ben Affleck said about it, like I don't remember. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just like it was like, yeah, Batman's a good, pointy ears and stuff, Dark Knight, yeah, cool.
Because he's shallow, you figured it was going to be shallow, so you just ignored it.
Well, I just don't think it stuck. He was probably kind of vagary.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, like Matt Reeves' stuff that he's said is like sounds interesting and intriguing.
Yeah,
and
it's gonna
sticks in my memory.
It's gonna be more of like a hard-boiled noir detective story.
Like let's get it, and then let's do it from like in his head, like try to really kind of get into his head, his process.
Like, do you think? Because every single
I like
Batman,
it. Sounds Pinky's out. You know what I mean?
every single Batman comic book for the last 70 years, Batman's had an inner monologue.
That's right.
I can't think of any time where that's really been done on screen, even in the animated stuff. Do you think we finally get Batman's inner monologue?
I think they're trying to save actors' throats.
Yeah.
It's like we can't make you talk that much like this. I mean, you could, but like Tuesday, 6 a.m. Orange juice and eggs. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
It sounds like me when I get up in the morning.
sounds like you right now. I was just doing Jay the whole time. It's just Jay.
Yeah.
It's hot
No,
under the
this-
cowl.
At this point, they're just going to do what they did in Spider-Man Homecoming. Just make the voice in the suit.
Well, just put Alfred in his ear the whole time. But maybe that's the kind of way to go about it. I don't know how that's going to work, though. You know what I mean? Just
But I mean, like when you think like Sam Spade, you think like
well, it's all
Philip
that.
Marlowe.
Yeah, it's all that stuff. But now it's gonna be Batman.
Yeah.
She was tall. She was blonde. She was nothing but trouble.
Well, it doesn't have to be in the Batman voice.
She
I think-
came into my cave with a bag full of money, a hot gun, and
I think you
cops
got to
right on a
make it
trail.
more like Marv from
Sin City.
yeah.
City, yeah.
She had a huge rack.
She had a huge rack. She was blonde. She had a bag of money. She was nothing but
That's not
trouble.
what I meant when I said
I
Mark.
know.
But no, if someone else had told me that way too, I probably would have done
Yeah.
the same thing.
Instantly, he was in there, had the same bit in his head. Jay, come on. Come on. It's comedy, kid.
Comedy.
But that sounds like really good. I like the sound of it.
Yep.
I think Matt Reeves tells better stories than Ben, is all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Ben might be able to direct real good
Yeah,
stories,
I think it's a very smart idea.
but I don't know.
It's a smart way to go with
I want to
Batman.
know more about this Reeves kid. You know? There's these monkey movies he made. What else? What else is he known for?
Cloverfield.
Cloverfield.
Let me.
Didn't he used to
let
be
me
in a freaking wheelchair or something?
All right.
Let Me In, which was the remake of Let the Right One
Right,
In.
right.
That's
Ooh.
actually a really good movie.
Right. Yeah, there's good buzz on that. So he's from the darkness.
He's got it.
All right, I like it.
He's cooking.
The Tick had a trailer come out this week. Jay, you just watched it.
I did.
It's
yeah.
fresh. It's fresh in your mind. What are you thinking? Oh, you watched the pilot?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
No. Well, I don't know.
You gotta watch the pilot. Like you watched a trailer for the rest of this
Is
series.
this an MA or a TV-14 or
Something like that. I don't know how crazy deep they go, but it's like I think a lot of the humor and stuff is definitely not for kids. Like they're not gonna find the humor in this. This is dry. This is dry as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, even I remember the cartoon as a kid, watching that on Saturdays mornings, going like, I don't know if this is really meant for me.
Yeah, you could.
You were probably the only kid smart enough to ask that question.
Yeah, one of
About
the few.
watching a show.
You know, and I don't like to piss on anybody's parade,
No,
especially when it
no.
comes to superhero
Yeah.
shit. But I don't know. This doesn't grab me. So I'm gonna try it.
Whoa. I'm gonna give it crash, but that's because I've seen the first episode already. I get the tone. I know how like they've dialed it back from the Fox show, but not so far.
Wow.
Like you know what I mean? They're definitely kind of taking a more grounded kind of angle with it.
Yeah.
And it works. Like some moments obviously are a little bumpy, but not bad. Not like as train wrecky as you would think it might get. Like I was nervous going into the pilot.
Okay.
Like I really was, like, because they came out with the 3 pilots, and I was like, which one am I gonna watch? I don't know if I watched this one or Van Damme one, but I remember being very impressed with the Van Damme, and I think that made me nervous for the Tick. I was like, all right, this might not be that good. Though.
Well, I mean, I'll
But it was
eventually
strong.
watch it.
Yeah, it was
You
strong.
know,
I recommend it.
I just think that I guess with all the superhero shit going on, it kind of dilutes
It's a weird.
the essence of it a little bit.
You
Maybe.
know what it is? It's so dry in its corniness that I don't know. Like when I watched that trailer, I wasn't sure how people were gonna like really take to it.
That might be a show that they have to let go and just let it be what it is
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
full length of its run, regardless of
Right.
how it does, and then let people realize later
Yeah.
how good it is. Because
Word of mouth will sell it.
Some
Right.
shows,
Yeah.
I mean, years later, they're revered as being good. When
Sure.
at first they weren't. People didn't get it.
Yeah, that's the thing too.
You know?
And
This could be one of those shows.
I'll watch it.
But
I'm not going to step on my grandmother to go watch it though. You know what I
no,
mean?
fair enough.
I'm definitely interested enough to take a look at the pilots. I didn't realize that the pilots were out.
Yeah, these were the Amazon. This is one of the Amazon pilots from like
Yeah, it was like this
6 months ago.
Jean-Claude Van Johnson and I Love Dick.
I Love Dick, which were all really good
Okay.
in their own way. I mean, 3 very different shows, but all
It's
I
just
they all
very
felt good.
uncomfortable to hear someone say, "I love Dick."
Yeah, that's the whole.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Kevin
It's-
Bacon's in it, so it's Bacon Dick.
Yeah.
And it's
And it's great. It's Kevin Bacon as this older guy who's like, just makes the fucking women swoon in his small town. Like he's a college professor, and it's just how this one chick gets caught up in it, like his aura, like in him, and gets obsessed with him. Like you know what I mean? Even though like he's this jerk off, he's a dick. He's a real dick, and it's like what this does to her marriage and shit. But it's really good. Okay, cool. And then next one kind of goes to me. It's a heads up on a comic I kind of meant to talk about a couple times. It's called Spencer and Locke, and it got optioned. Bob actually read the first issue. He wasn't too big on it, but
Really got optioned?
yeah. So it's going to be a weird thing. We'll see how it goes.
Is Bill Watterson going to get some residuals for this?
Well, that'll be a question. So let me set it up. It's one of these parody kind of things where it's like, what if Calvin and Hobbes, Calvin grew up and became a cop, and so not only is it like his partner is a tiger, and now the tiger's like a fully grown looking tiger kind of thing. Yeah, like, give me a beer, buddy. That was to Jay. I'll take the genuine draft.
Actually, give me one of these. I'll take one. The Molson, I'll take one.
The beer wench has arrived.
Sticking of water.
When it comes to Molson, cash.
Cash. But
It's
so
golden, baby.
so it's played on this kind of thing where it's funny. It probably mostly works if you know Calvin and Hobbes, but it cuts the artwork back and forth from like when you see flashbacks from when Spencer was a little kid. The artwork changes to a very Bill Watterson drawing style. Like it's
Yeah.
totally aping. It's a straight up parody kind of continuation thing. So, and in its execution, I'll say it's kind of like hit or miss. Totally, like it's for its idea. It's an interesting idea, kind of hook for that kind of thing. You know,
I don't know how this is ever going to really work as a show.
yeah.
Because it works, the premise works if you know about
Calvin
Calvin and
Hobbes.
Hobbes. But then it can't work every week
Do you
because
just-
it's going to wear out. That's the whole
No.
It's just a movie.
No.
But I think you kind of strip away as much Calvin and Hobbes ishness as you can, and just make it about a cop with an imaginary tiger that he had as a kid. Kind of downplay it. I mean, I don't know how, but you're right. Even in that,
Yeah.
even in just in that description, that's all you
See,
need to
like-
know
like,
here
yeah.
to know what's Calvin
To
and
me,
Hobbes.
it's
You know what I mean?
it's the opposite. Like you lay into it.
Well, that's the
You
thing.
really like.
Yeah.
I mean, if you lay into it enough where it's like, okay, we're completely on the face owning up in its parody, then like
Yeah.
how much wiggle room does a Bill Watterson have
Yeah, where it's this
go after it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
you got to remember that Bill Watterson doesn't want anything out there.
Yeah,
but it's this guy who has such this vivid imagination.
yeah.
And you think that it's all in his head, and then slowly over the course of the series, you realize that he can make Hobbes real. He can make Hobbes real.
Like Hobbes is really doing damage. Like
Yeah.
there are claw marks.
Yeah.
It's not just in. Well,
yeah,
I
like
guess
it
that's kind of the way to
starts
go.
bleed through.
But everything
Well,
that's
that's
in
the
the
same
book.
idea that they started with on Family Guy with Stewie. Do they understand him or not?
Right.
You know,
Play it
they're
both ways, kind of thing.
Right, but after a while, what happened? They had to get rid of the idea.
Yeah, they had to move away from it completely because it started to open up too many doors. But
I think Brian understands him and nobody else, right?
right, pretty much.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
Yeah, which makes sense because it's
But every once in a
no
while,
one
he
should
was-
really understand Brian, but
Right, yeah. But you know, that's the one gimme for cartoons.
yeah,
With
we can.
animals,
Yeah,
yeah.
once the animals are understood, every rule is out the window. So yeah, I mean, I think it's an interesting comic. It's got a cool setup. Like if you really know Calvin and Hobbes, like it really kind of goes into there's a parallel for Susie Jenkins. There's a parallel for Spaceman Spiff. So they go full Calvin and Hobbes homage thing. So it's an interesting take. I don't know about the execution 100%. The artwork holds up, but like the story feels very much like exactly what it's like you would think in the description I gave you. Just kind of a generic
Yeah.
cop story overlaid with some flashbacks. But I think
is the stuffed animal doing damage, or is he smashing the stuffed animal over somebody's head and there's bricks inside him?
well, here's the thing. I think what they're shooting for, because it's only a 4-issue miniseries, is that like, except in this, like he was like kind of fucked up as a kid, like he was abused or something like that. Like the babysitter, like like really fucking beat him up a lot or some shit. Maybe there might be some mental damage, like in a realistic way.
And that I guess would get past the psychological review to become a cop.
Absolutely,
know?
absolutely. No one's going to notice that, like you
you
don't
know,
have a partner,
We
but you
know
think you do.
people who didn't pass the psychological review, and we know why.
Well, there's
know?
there's a few. There's a few.
So
It's not as hard
and-
as you think.
Yeah, but
Just sipping this dang
MGDs.
MGD.
MGDs are good.
We gave Bob the last Molson Golden.
Very nice.
Canadian bastards.
They make
Fine.
good beer, bro.
Finally, someone understands.
Oh, I get it. I still don't agree, but I get it. I understand hate.
So what? You're of the opinion that that shuffleboard kind of game is like a plot to slow down people to the point where they blow
Hockey?
themselves to death? No, not hockey.
Shufflebob.
Curling?
Curling.
Curly, yeah.
Is that Canadian? I bet you it is.
No, it's just stupid.
It's slow motion hockey.
It matters most. Doesn't matter where it came from. It's just
if you were to take hockey,
yeah,
just put two people on the ice,
yeah.
and then slow down the action, right? Record it with a high-speed camera and then
Right.
slow it down.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
instead of a
that's
rubber
curling.
puck, it's this enormous stone.
Yeah.
Right. Narrow the playing area.
Right. Yeah, the puck is a giant rock. So It's basically slow motion hockey
Eskimo games.
for two.
Basically. Scorsese's The Irishman.
Yeah.
Finally underway.
It's finally underway. I'm so fucking excited.
It's like a who's who of guys who've been in Scorsese movies before.
Well, De Niro needs this.
So we
Even
getting
though he's
residuals
been-
as Irishman?
Was that?
Are we getting residuals?
No,
as
we're not
Irishman?
the right kind. We're not the right kind.
Although this, Robert De Niro's been doing some good things lately. He played Bernie Madoff. I don't know if you've seen that.
No, I
It
haven't.
was
Not
fa-
yet.
He's really damn good in
I,
it too.
I thought Bad Grandpa was underrated.
Dirty Grandpa.
Dirty Grandpa. Oh, that's I'm sorry.
Dirty,
There's a big difference.
dirty, bad, whatever.
So yeah, this is De Niro, Pacino, Pesci, Harvey Keitel,
Oh, Pesci's
and-
working, huh?
and Bobby Cannavale and Ray Romano.
I don't like it unless you say Bobby Cannavale.
Yes, a movie
If you don't
called.
say Bobby Cannavale,
Yeah.
I think
Bobby
that's,
Cannavale.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
movie
Bobby
called
Cannavale.
The Irishman with the greatest Italian actors in history.
Yes.
Oh, no, the greatest Italian actors and Ray Romano. What I got to do with Ray Romano in the movie? I don't understand. Hi.
But
Mom, go to your house.
Wow, Bob's Ray Romano's had a stroke.
I actually think Ray Romano could be good in this because he was
No,
good on
yeah, yeah.
he was good on Vine. All the shows that he can do it.
I guarantee you, he's the straight man on the other side of the table.
Yeah.
So it's union stuff, right?
Yeah.
Is what's going on
Well,
here?
basically, it's about Frank Sheeran, who may or may not have had any dealings with the disappearance of Jimmy Hoffa.
Oh, well, I totally, just looking at this lineup of this movie, I'm sure that he didn't. I'm so sure that he didn't have anything to...
And Pacino's playing Jimmy Hoffa.
Okay.
And so this is I don't know really much more about it.
Yeah.
I know it's based on a book called
Okay.
I Heard You Paint Houses.
I love the way that you said it, like exactly like
Well,
it was
that's
said in
why
the day.
that's why I took the
I heard
news.
you paint houses. That's like code, right?
That's why I took over this news piece because I
Oh,
know
I-
it probably makes sense if I
Well, actually-
start talking about it.
I'm looking at something on Screen Rant. It's saying that Scorsese's going to film his next two movies back to back,
Oh, good for him.
and the next one's called Killers of the Flower Moon.
Right. Yeah, I saw that. I
And
saw it this week too.
it's about the Osage murders.
Oh, right. He's getting
in
FBI,
Oklahoma
yeah.
that kind of led to the formation of the FBI.
he's getting Leonardo for that. I think.
Yeah, that's his next Leo movie.
But this is going to be a Netflix production.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling they're going to put this in the big screen too.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot of people for this. They've been wanting this reunion for a long time.
And I think Netflix has been looking for something to kind of put out.
Right.
It wants to do that.
Yeah, because their content, I don't know if they haven't really been. They've been slowing down a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, the one live comedy special a week. I don't know if that's really cutting it.
Well, this is the movie to do it, and it's got a lot of.
They weren't lying when it came out. Ed's got a point. I'm sorry, but Ed's got a point. They weren't lying when they said like last year, like pretty soon it's going to be like 60% original content. It's
Yeah.
like, are you up to 80 right now? It feels like you're like 80% original content. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, this marks the reunion of De Niro and Scorsese.
Yeah.
Marks Joe Pesci coming back after many years. Pacino's first collaboration
Oh,
with Scorsese.
really?
And
Okay.
De Niro and Keitel
It's a collaboration.
and Scorsese together usually.
First time since what? Taxi Driver?
Well, they were in one of the Fockers movies together. I know that, but we don't count that.
No.
So
Was Scorsese in that?
no. I'm talking
you're just
Keitel
talking
and
about
De Niro.
Keitel and De Niro.
Keitel and De Niro.
Yeah.
Because Mean Streets is one of my favorite films ever.
Yeah. No, I meant all three of them.
All three of them. Yeah, since Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
Since Taxi Driver. But I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be something special, I think.
Indeed. No, I totally agree too. The only thing is that it's like, it's like it's going to be a bit of a look at them now kind of thing. Who's who of these,
Why the hell not?
No, but it's going to be great. And what you really need is to round out. We should round out like the 12 Angry Men with these guys.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
And like, you're almost there, really. Because what do you got, like 8? You would have got 8 out of the 12. Who's left?
You know,
Like,
and,
you know what I mean?
And you know that other people are going to be jumping in on this because they're casting now.
Oh,
and,
sure, yeah.
So that'd be really good if they got I don't know, like Lorraine Bracco back or Leota.
Oh, Dr. Malfi.
He's about 5 minutes from getting announced at this point. You know what I mean?
There was a remake of 12
Angry Men, not that long ago. Yeah.
With Jack Lemmon and Jersey Scott, right?
Showtime did in '97.
Right.
And listen to this. Listen to this.
Yeah,
okay.
who's in this?
So the foreman is Courtney B. Vance. Then the jurors in number order are Ossie Davis, George C. Scott, Armin Mueller-Stahl, Dorian Harewood, James Gandolfini, Tony Danza,
I'm telling you, he ain't fucking.
Jack Lemmon,
Samantha.
Hume Cronin,
Who's the boss?
Michael T. Williamson, Edward James Olmos, and William Peterson.
William Peterson. Who's
Manhunter.
Grissom from
Oh,
CSI.
yeah,
CSI.
okay. Very good, very good. No, yeah, that is like it's pretty heavy.
It's actually good. It's actually
real-
Yeah,
oh,
and it's
yeah.
actually really good.
Well, yeah, I remember doing we covered it in school in like 7th grade or something.
It was like a Showtime original or something like that.
Yeah.
It was really good. But I'm excited for this. I'm
And
excited.
was it George C. Scott's in both of them, right? Because wasn't he in the black and white one too?
No, it was Henry.
No, it was. You're thinking of
Some other really obnoxious guy.
Lee J. Cobb. That I
Okay,
think-
fair
yeah,
enough.
He was.
Some guy's bald and kind of shaped like that.
Excited for this next story too.
Are you really?
Yeah. Did you see it?
Headline in the notes is awesome D23, The Last Jedi BTS reel.
Yes.
D23. This is
You
a
want to
new
decode
character.
that?
D23. That's new. This new droid.
As we speak,
Oh,
Disney's
I thought that was like the new Ducks.
the new Mighty Ducks.
Mighty
Next.
Ducks
That's the new
23.
Mighty Duck installment.
There you go. They're all. I like it.
D23.
D23. Still ducking.
Competing with Bond for the most sequels.
Emilio Estevez still starring.
Social Security checks.
Still starring and directing.
what was
Estevez?
Estevez's name in Mighty
Coach.
Ducks?
Oh, Gordon Bombay.
Yeah, Gordon Bombay.
Gordon Bombay.
Bombay 23.
Bombay's Revenge.
Now, they
All right.
released a behind-the-scenes reel of The Last Jedi, and man, oh man, does it look great.
Yeah, Disney's big weekend, big expo,
Big expo. You know,
D23.
all the Marvels down there, too, right?
Yeah.
It's going on as we speak.
Oh,
but
yeah. Saw some pictures of
Thanos.
Thanos. Yes.
Yeah, they had a
online.
giant Thanos
Yeah.
statue that was down there. I retweeted a picture of that.
I guess that's what he's going to look like in the movie.
Yeah, more or less.
That's pretty big.
Pretty big. He's ripped and rippled.
this, yeah, looks
It comes
really
with
awesome.
ridges.
Yeah, it looks real good. Don't look like foam rubber to me either. You know what I mean? How some of these things, when you put them
Rolling, baby.
Yeah.
on display,
Yeah, that
they
looks like
look fake, and you wonder how the hell does that look so good in the movie?
Yeah. And this
You know
thing
what I
is like
This
insane.
thing looks, it's insane.
But
No expense spared.
Back to
the
Star
Last
Wars.
Jedi reel, it kind of cements what I've been saying. I think we're going to spew off into something else, man, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of...
That's all anybody keeps saying in that. Is that basically, we're doing something different.
I believe it.
It's got to be different. It's a outrage. It's a left turn, or it's just constant rephrasing of this. It's reiterating this thing.
I believe
At this
because this is from a script by Ryan Johnson by himself,
Yeah,
directing, and I
know.
think we're going to be in for something.
You think we're going to get a script that was written obsessively?
I think it's gonna
I
be.
don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, this is my movie. I'm going to do this. I got to do this right. I got to do this, and really nail it,
One of the
Right.
one
kind
of
of
the
thing. You know, at least go. I got to go for everything in this.
Oh no, it was Mark Hamill.
You know,
Was when he read it, he was taken aback by
He was
it,
taken
but then
aback
understood
by
it when he saw like a cut or something.
Because what's his name? Who directed Rogue One? That was his dream to do a Star Wars movie, right?
Right.
I was reading that the other
Yeah.
day. So that's why it came out so good. He was obsessive to get it perfect.
I think
You know,
one of
and
the
he pretty much nailed it.
one of the things too in this thing that I think Daisy Ridley says it maybe, but it's that this is a change. It's different, but it's right,
Right.
and that it's like one of these. It's an unpredictable change, but it's right. Like it makes sense, like that kind of a thing.
Which I think might have been cool because
Yeah.
if you had Force Awakens going true to form to like what A New Hope was or Star
Right,
Wars was,
right.
and now where you think we're going to go, we're not going. We're going somewhere.
Yeah.
Boom. And I think
Yeah.
that's going to be the brilliance of the whole new trilogy we have.
Yeah.
Now you know what that means, right?
Half the people will hate it.
It means hardcore fans will hate it.
Yeah. It means there'll be a big cross section probably. If it goes, that's the thing. If they can negotiate a good left turn that like feels right, it's just kind of like didn't see it coming maybe.
Right.
Or if they telegraphed it enough maybe, where people be like, oh, okay. That's why kind of some other things that didn't kind of make sense or we were
Right.
hinting at, you know. But like Ed says, you know, that's that potential too, because it's like a fickle fucking
Well,
audience.
people are going to complain about anything,
oh, yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Even though
But
I can't imagine them making like a bad turn.
No, I don't
can't
think
imagine
so.
it being a thing with, oh, they fucked up.
No.
But
Well, it's also you look at Ryan Johnson's track record. Like that guy hasn't had a misstep.
no.
No, that guy is fucking is gold, and you know the committee that exists is not just her, Kathleen Kennedy, making all these kind of calls or anything. Like there's a group in this little think tank, so I'm sure that script went past JJ and it went past Larry Kasdan, who's probably like Kathleen's like real last word. Like I feel like his opinion probably counts like more than anybody because
Right.
he's like to the old guard. He's like the one from the old guard was any good.
Right.
Like you know what I mean?
That's still around.
Yeah, and is like the one worth saving, like you know what I mean, and keeping around.
Well,
because-
JJ's still execing on this.
Yeah,
so
sure, I'm
he's,
sure
I'm
he's still
sure
yeah.
he structured this out to begin with. And
I'm sure it
said,
follows some kind of basic, like here's what we had in mind. And he's like, well, here's what I was thinking, and it was like, oh, two great tastes, it tastes great together.
Wait, look, I'm a fan. You know what I mean? I'm open-minded to see what they do. But even aside from my personal bias of this,
Right.
this looks really interesting. I'm very excited for this.
Diggy down.
Yeah, I think we're going to start getting, or continue getting, quality Star Wars
Yeah.
after having to deal with some mediocrity in the middle.
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
We got. It's a good time to be a Star Wars fan.
I think
really
so.
is.
I think so. I was a little unsure after the first of these Disney movies.
Right, right,
you know,
right.
But by the end of Rogue One, I was feeling pretty good, and now with everything that's been going on since, it seems like it's the right people
Yeah.
are involved.
Yeah.
Right.
People who care about making
You can
this
see
good.
that care. You
Yeah,
can see that effort to
absolutely.
make,
Absolutely, and that's all you can ask for.
Yep.
The only thing you as a fan want is to make sure that the right people are making the movies, and you'll go see them.
It's the truth.
You know,
It's the truth, Roof.
so
So the last bit of news
Great stuff again.
is that Quentin Tarantino,
Word slipped.
word is slipped, he's looking, his next project is probably going to be some kind of Manson family murders movie.
Yeah.
this is right up his alley.
You know,
Well, I was saying before, this sounds more like a Tarantino movie than an actual historical event.
right, to begin with.
Like,
Exactly.
Yeah, well, that's good.
If
You
he
know,
was going to kind of
Yeah.
like do any historical event,
Someone told you that story, 5'2" guy gets a shack in the desert and all these women following him, and then decides to go on a murder spree instead of race war because the Beach Boys wouldn't let him write songs for them.
right, it's a little, yeah.
I mean, it's a little bit more complicated than that.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I'm Jesus Christ. Whether you want to believe it or not.
it gives Natural Born Killers a
Yeah.
run for its money as far as
Yeah.
setup. I'll agree. I'll agree.
Yeah, which is, I mean, it's true for Natural Born Killers. It's more like Tarantino was probably taking from Manson.
From Manson, right.
But,
Let's go
um,
crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, the other thing is, I'm trying to figure out, like, do you go for an unknown with this? Because like all the people you would think like this is right up DiCaprio's alley.
Right.
Like this is something like if you take what DiCaprio did in Django, this would be a next logical step. But I think that he might be too old for it.
No,
'Cause
he would
it's-
be better Bugliosi, actually. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Which I think Brad Pitt may or may not be involved with.
Yeah.
Three things. One, I read this book. I read Helter Skelter.
Okay.
Because I
Oh,
was
is that what he's going as source
well,
material?
no. I'm just talking
Like you're
about
very
Manson.
familiar with the Manson
Because
murders.
I'm
in that
just
way.
going to go
I
through
gotcha.
the fact that I read the book, Bugliosi's book, Helter Skelter. There was a mini-series in the 70s with Steve Railsback. I saw that. And then they redid the mini-series again
Yeah, and then like late '90s, early
with
aughts.
Jeremy Davies played Manson. Okay? I don't think we're going to be getting a chronicle depiction of Helter Skelter here.
No.
I think we're going to get into maybe a life story of the Manson family and going into that psyche through Tarantino's eyes. That's what I truly think we're going to get.
There's a book written by one of his followers called Child of Satan, Child of God, which is a very poorly written book. But I've seen through my speech and debate stuff, I've seen very good dramatizations of it.
But maybe that's it. Maybe they should take poorly written material and make it. Maybe it's a better movie than it is a book. You know what I mean?
I'm not even going to shoot for Oscars. We're going straight Grindhouse.
But I think, but this is definitely the Manson family story reeks of him, of Tarantino. You know what I mean?
It's right up his alley.
And this would be
The moment you said it, I was like, yeah, bing.
And you know what?
Jackpot.
If he does it, he does a superb job at this. We may see him take home his directing Oscar, man.
It might be his way of kind of like saying like, what's Oscar bait QT style? Like, you know what I mean?
A Django film got a screenplay award. Go figure that one out. I've been watching Django movies for years.
Yeah.
And a Django movie, a movie with the word Django in it, got a fucking Oscar.
The fact that that's even part of it.
So he can do anything. I think.
Right. Well, Django was an excellent movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, we're gonna review the chat game in a minute, but this whole subject led me to like a question of the week. We'll throw this to the chat room, so you guys can wrap up with the other game. We're gonna give you this to kind of throw around. What's another director and historical event that you can see as naturally paired together, or would just like to see paired together? Think about it, mull it over.
I got one right off the web. We'll
yeah?
deal with it later.
Yeah. Take your time, people, because you have all of humanity's existence to go through.
Yeah, you're gonna need.
You got a lot of stuff to pick from. So
All right.
you can come up with some good ones, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's a lot to pick from.
Like, I think Tarantino and just anything in the 1970s.
Right. Yeah. So let's go through the game, though. Let's go through this. What did we give him to do? Oh, we gave him Uncle Jay to play with.
Yeah.
I forgot.
It's pretty much Uncle Jay and movies.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh man!
So we got
Uncle Jay and Charlie's Angels.
Uncle
Holy
Jay and the
shit.
Bandit, Uncle Jay Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, Uncle Jay Catch Me If You Can, The Jay Father.
Did you say cash me if you can? Uncle Jay, cash me if you
Catch Me
can?
If You Can.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Uncle Jay and the Goblet of Black Label Walker.
Uncle Jay of Steel,
Uncle Jay and the Giant Peach Schnapps.
Uncle Driver,
Uncle Driver.
Uncle Jay. Uncle Jay in the City of a Thousand Planets. I'm trying to think. What did Bill already say?
Uncle Jay and the Planet
Oh,
of
the
the
first
Apes.
because you missed them. They were before he and
Yeah. Uncle Jay and Hooch. Jay in Wonderland.
Uncle Jay Homegoing. Did you say that?
Bella Lugosi meets a Jersey Jay.
So we put Uncle Jay Chapter 2.
Yes. Everything you wanted to know about sex, but were afraid to ask Uncle Jay. That's Henno right there.
Hello.
Hello.
It Follows Uncle Jay.
It follows Uncle Jay. Nice.
Jason, Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Oh.
Dr. J, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love Michael Rooker.
Journey to the Center of Newark. Journey to the Center of Newark is great.
Nice.
The Uncle J's of the Galaxy.
Are you reading each one, Ed?
Yeah. No, I'm skipping some.
Uncle Jay and Cash.
Uncle Jay Unchained. I think that's the last one I'm seeing here. This was their
Woo!
Oh, the Belko Experiment, the Uncle Jay edition.
Uncle Jay edition. That's
You're
funny.
gonna get that in a few minutes. Because we're gonna be reviewing the Belko experiment, or I am.
One of us is.
One of us is. All right. So let's get back to the question of the week, which was that a director in a historical event. I tried to throw this one out to the Twitters, but I don't think anybody was expecting me to do that. But maybe we'll start doing this every week, do a question of the week kind of thing. Throw it out to the Twitters if you're on Twitter. And you can follow the show or follow me basically at Wicked Theory on Twitter. And maybe I'll throw it out on Friday. This way it's got a little bit more time to sit. I threw it out today, and I don't think anybody really saw it. But now that it's sitting there, 4 hours from now, people will start a conversation on it.
Yeah.
So, anyway, you said you might have some. You thought something?
Yeah, I mean, immediately comes to mind. I don't think we've gotten a great Revolutionary War film yet. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
they've tried to tackle it a few times. I know Pacino tried to do one. I mean, Barry Lyndon is the go-to for like Revolutionary War films.
See, like
Right.
that's even too highbrow for.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, like
you know what I'm saying?
the Patriot is I
Is
think,
probably the decent one. Go figure, Roland Emmerich over, over
yeah. How
Kubrick
did
and
that,
shit.
right? How did
Yeah.
that happen?
But that works because of Gibson and his performance in that. And he's
I've always loved 1776, but that's not a war movie.
no, I'm thinking just like a Revolutionary War, and honestly, I think that Scorsese would bring a nice one.
That's a thing that like it's a shame that someone couldn't pull off like that should be a 3-picture tent pole
Or a 4-hour film.
or just that instead of maybe Transformers 27 like like
No, instead of making Transformers 7, 8, and 9, make a 4-hour Revolutionary War film.
make it as a trilogy though. I mean I think you could really make like a franchise out of it if you kind of. It's crazy to think someone could do it right, but I don't know how. I mean, give it to Joel Schumacher. Fuck it. Let's see what he does with it.
Well, I mean,
Why not?
One thing that's kind of related to the concept.
Betsy Ross is hot.
It's more like Aaron Sorkin. I think he's directing his first movie now, but he's got such a distinct screenwriting voice.
Right.
I'd like to see like him and David Fincher team up on the Constitutional Convention, just to see all that backdealing and infighting and like
Right,
Madison and Hamilton trying to figure out how are we going to sell this.
Yeah. Or even just the whole writing of it, where they lock themselves supposedly in that room and just cover like from when they go in till they come out, like that's the window. It's just these guys like in there doing all that fucking negotiating.
Yeah, and what's funny is most of the like everyone knows signers of the Declaration, like Adams and Jefferson and all those guys. Ben Franklin was the only person who signed both the Declaration and the Constitution.
Yeah, right.
And everyone else, Madison, Hamilton, but a lot of those names are kind of like falling away from history.
Right.
And
Well, thank God for Hamilton the musical to bring them all back into popularity again.
But
Palmer, go ahead.
Barry Lyndon and even Revolution, which was Al Pacino's attempt at it back in the 80s.
This is gonna be a revolution.
Like even in those films, there's a lot of things in both of those films that there's a lot to like in it, and it shows you that we're capable of actually making a really good one.
Yeah.
You just need a really good writer and you need a really good director.
This
to really
tax
tackle
is
this
out of
shit.
order.
Scorsese can handle history. You know what I'm saying? But he needs like a really good writer behind that.
Is he playing
Tales from the Dark
Tales from the
Side.
Dark Side behind this conversation?
So I think it can be done, but it hasn't been done perfecto yet.
Palmer had a decent setup. He didn't have a director for it, but he was saying, Sorkin on something about the space race. Or focused on that.
See, but I feel like that's already been done. If you see From the Earth to the Moon, the Tom Hanks miniseries on HBO.
Right.
That-
And then you tag along Apollo 13 on that, and you got like a perfect NASA.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
And the
true.
right stuff. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, like the Apollo 13 episode in that is a great, because I think Ron Howard and Tom Hanks, were producing this, so they figured we've already done this. So the Apollo 13.
We'll just softball this one right in.
Well, no, but the way they do it, the Apollo 13 episode, there's nothing on the actual ship. It's all
on the ground.
It's all the media, and it's the reporters trying to figure out how to cover it.
Okay.
And it's the story of this one like cub reporter scooping like the guy who's supposed to be like the Cronkite for the series.
Okay.
And it was like an interesting take, and a different backdoor kind of way into it.
Yeah, because if you want to see what's going on, just watch Apollo 13.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean? Pop that in. Right Stuff is one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah.
And that even outshines Apollo 13 in my opinion.
That's a long book.
It's a great fucking movie, though. I don't know if you've ever.
I've never seen The Right Stuff, but I've seen Apollo 13. And Apollo 13 is awesome.
Yeah. Watch The Right Stuff. It's actually fantastic. It's about the entire space program.
Yeah, it's
and when
the Mercury 7.
yeah, right.
And
because I wanted to be an astronaut when I was 10. And I had that dream for about 5 years until I realized that you needed,
Everybody wanted that back in the 50s, Jay.
I wasn't. Fuck you.
All right. What's
It's because I
another?
got gray in my
Well, how
beard.
about this? I'll throw out a director, and like you guys go, okay, put him on this, right? Or maybe I should go the other way, but we'll try this. David Fincher. Like, what's a good, for that creepy, dark bastard, a good historical.
I want to
era,
see a horror film from him
some kind of horror film.
because it'll bring some merit back to
Let him
horror
do a sequel
cinema.
to any Tarantino film.
We put him on William Gacy. We haven't
Something like that.
We haven't gotten a really good William Gacy movie.
Something like that, because Zodiac touches on that kind of material, but that was all about the journalistic interrogation of that particular thing. But
Who do you get to play Gacy these days? Zach Galifianakis? Like, who else? I don't know.
there's a few heavy-set guys out there that are
Yeah.
bringing it home lately.
Jack Black?
You know what?
Dude, he's playing a girl in Jumanji, okay?
Let me tell you something. Watch Bernie.
Yeah,
Watch
why-
Bernie, and you will have a very different opinion of Jack Black.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a good thing.
Oh, okay. No, I have
Yeah.
I have a high.
It's a
opinion.
great-
I have,
it's
I have a very good
yeah.
opinion of Jack Black. Actually.
It's a great performance, actually.
Yeah. Well, that's why
Yeah, I still want him to do Ozzy in the Ozzy Osbourne movie.
There you go.
Actually, anytime that they need Ozzy Osbourne and Ozzy won't do it, they should just get Jack Black.
Have him make all public appearances on behalf of Ozzy, and Sharon's okay with it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Nah, what do you mean? It's Ozzy. It's
What's the
really
matter?
him.
Ozzy's not a good actor enough for you?
It's just kind of hard to see what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Oscar.
Cash.
I remember they made that one film called Trick or Treat. It was about a heavy metal guitarist that died, and he was resurrected when you played the record back.
Oh my
Gene
God.
Simmons was the
God.
DJ,
Oh, God, I remember
Wow.
that.
and Ozzy Osbourne plays a priest. And he's
Yeah,
on a shit.
right.
And
Yeah,
he's got like
actually,
5
wow.
minutes on it. That's a fun flick.
Oh boy. You know what else is a fun flick?
You got that on Laserdisc, Jay, or what?
No, I actually have a
Betamax, right?
No, I got a Blu-ray of that movie actually, a German Blu-ray because they haven't released it here yet.
That's disgusting.
Meanwhile,
German Blu-rays. We know
Well,
what's
actually,
on that.
before we start the meanwhile,
Yeah.
I think Uncle Jay has something to say to the.
Oh, you
to the fellas.
want?
I'm not going to elaborate on it. I'm just going to say that I've been having a hard time judging films based on a 5-star scale.
Gotcha.
Not American. I know this is American Tacos,
Yeah,
but it's
whatever,
still the
whatever.
5
It's 5
star
stars, yeah.
medium.
5 stars.
I can't do it. There's a few films I've been reviewing on the show here for the past few months, and I'm realizing that I've been too generous
Right.
in the critiquing them, and I think it's because I'm having a hard time dealing with a 5-star scale.
Right.
I'm a 4-star guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? To
That's the
me,
way it's
just-
always been for you.
It's been like that for forever.
Right.
So
Ever since Betamax.
ever
Before that,
ever since reel to reel,
ever since talkies.
35 millimeter.
16 millimeter reel to reel. No,
by the way, my mother is still asking me what I'm going to do with that Betamax that you gave me.
She's every now and then she still asks.
oh, she's yelling at you. It's taking up space.
It's just
It's driving her nuts, and she
it's
needs
just
to
sitting
know.
on top of the DVD rack.
As if one day.
What would you do if I told you that I can give you a Betamax machine?
That's okay.
Okay. I offered.
That's okay.
Actually, I was just in a porn shop today. I should have been looking for one.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah. So what I'm going to do is on my Twitter account, I'm going to go back and
You're crazy.
not re-review them, but repost
Yeah. Yeah.
what I think these movies should get star-wise on a 4-star scale. Because if people want to take my recommendation on something, I don't want to mislead them.
Right.
Because I don't want to say, "Oh, you gave something 4.5 fucking stars. What are you nuts?" And they're right. They would be
So
right.
when you all right. So when you would make a rating here on the show, you would put that same number on your Twitter when you tweeted out about that movie.
Right,
I got
exactly.
You.
You know what I
Even
mean?
on there, you were doing it as a
Right.
5-star.
I'm going to continue the 5 American tacos here,
Fair enough.
but I got to be extra careful on how I rate it now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's just it. But
When it's
you
out
normally,
of 4 on the tweets, you should just kind of do like 3 out of 4 or
yeah,
whatever.
4 stars to me is
No,
a
I'm
better
saying-
rating system anyway.
Writing that out.
Well, Jay-
is what
Right.
I'm saying.
How about as a way of getting back to getting those that you feel like you did an error to get them a little more correct? Why don't you do a little article for the website where you correct those?
Right.
You could do that.
Yeah, I'll do it in my own way.
Oh, okay.
A couple of sentences.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's gonna be a quick article.
No, just like on the show I gave this review to this,
Right.
and then it's really more like this.
'Cause like
don't have
four-
to be a big deal.
Like
you know?
4.5, American tacos or stars or whatever you want to call them is just shy of a masterpiece. Do you know what I'm saying? And I
So-
think that, I'm thinking on a 3.5 star scale.
Right.
And I'm saying 4.5.
Right. It's a
wouldn't
it's a
still
thing
be-
for you internally
Right.
because there's a discrepancy between where you were announcing these numbers.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So if you had
Yeah.
been consistent through everything with the public announcing of it in one
Right.
particular
Right.
scale versus two, you would have been fine. It would have been fine.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
But wouldn't the 3.5 out of 4 versus a 4.5 out of 5? Wouldn't they basically be the same?
Well,
The same level of near perfection?
Well, that's what Ed and Bill and I were talking about before the show. Is that 3.5 stars has a little bit more range on a 4-star scale.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
So no, because what differentiates 4 from 4.5?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's complicated. But
It's
I
the
think
thing. It's the wiggle room of that gap that's in between a movie that sucks and a movie that is a masterpiece.
Right.
A movie that is not even worth like a movie that you tell people to not see versus a movie that is a masterpiece. It's all about that wiggle room in between. And for Jay, all these years, he's been kind of one way, and it's a little stuck in his core.
Maybe.
It's a little balancing act kind of a thing.
It is.
This is how to course correct it for him.
It is, and it's probably just me. It's probably just the way I feel, but I don't think that I can give it a right rating on a 5-star scale.
See,
I have to
but-
think about it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, but like
the
to me-
contextualization's a little different.
To me, it's always been like, I don't know. To me, I rarely ever give something 4.5 or 5 stars. To me, that is a Hall of Famer.
Right.
Right.
That is
Yeah.
So-
Here's the thing. It's all relative to a little bit like what Bob was saying. It's
Yeah.
like, if it's an almost masterpiece on a scale of 5, that means it's 4.5. If it's an almost masterpiece on a scale of 1 to 4, that means it's a 3.5. You know what I mean?
But 3 and 3.5 on a 4-star scale, there's a little
But the
bit
confusion,
more
wiggle
yeah.
room.
See, like-
By putting these numbers out to the public, though, is
Yeah.
where it changes because if they aren't clear
Okay.
on what scale he's giving that number for,
See,
then
you're-
it's like, how do they kind of gauge what his rating
See,
criteria
you're
is?
looking at it different. To me, 100% is a 4-star movie.
Right.
And the 5-star is like that extra 110% that takes it into immortality.
So what you're saying is there are no such things as perfect 10s.
Yeah.
About ladies, these kinds of things, or about nothing is ever really perfect. That number I'm never really going to give out a 5. It's just really never going to happen. So it's like I kind of pretend it's not even there.
But I think
type of
people
thing.
are. Is in like on Rotten Tomatoes, definitely. If the average moviegoer loves Fast and Furious 6, you know what I mean? Oh, that shit was the bomb. 5 fucking stars. You know what I mean? They don't know to give it 3.5, 4. You know what I mean? And 5 is the extra incentive.
Well,
Going to 11.
the audience ratings on Rotten Tomatoes, even the critics' ratings, it's
I don't think it's necessary to do 5 stars. I just don't. I think 4 stars worked
It's
for years, and then all of a sudden, I think it's a hipster douchebag fucking ploy.
It's a new thing, and I don't like it. I think it's a thing where it's relative to a certain degree, and it's a matter of saying one or the other, though.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? It's just a matter of what works. It makes more sense to you, like in a sense where it's like I've never given it a lot of thought. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like whatever scale for me. It's like whatever scale we're using, and so like I don't throw numbers out usually. Yeah, on stars, like,
But
you know what I mean?
you see where I'm coming from, though.
Absolutely,
You know what I mean?
I get it, because
Yeah.
it's really more like for you saying, like, look, this is more like, in my headspace kind of a thing.
Right.
And maybe down the line, someone may notice this. I don't know if they really do or not, but I feel like it's a thing I kind of want to, lay out there, have a conversation about, too.
But I'm going to make the listeners know, for this show, when I go on this show, I'm going to adhere to the 5-star thing.
Or, maybe it's going to go to fucking 10, like Wesley. Wesley says here, I've always used 10 scale on anything, because then you can narrow it down more. Well, yeah, and if you want to narrow it down
Right.
even more, you can go to 20.
That's what Leonard Maltin used to do.
Because now a 4.5 out of 5 on a scale of 10 is a 9 out of 10.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it is a thing where it's like, come on, like everyone's got their own thing, but like,
Right.
you know, it's. I remember, was it Richard Maltin? Is that what someone just said?
Leonard Maltin.
Leonard Maltin used the 10 scale
Yeah.
too, right, for movies. And I always thought that was like, oof, it's a little much there, Lenny. Like, you know what I mean? You're leaving yourself a lot of
Well,
wiggle
look at
room.
Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes is essentially out of 100.
Right. I think the 4-star scale, there's a lot of wiggle
Right,
room there, and
right.
it covers a lot more ground than movies.
Right.
You know, it's not quite 2.5, but
Well,
3.
here's what I think should just be the final thing on the subject. Just squirt the mustard on and enjoy the fucking hot dogs. All right.
I think what people are missing is that here we're really talking about hot dogs. So it's really about how much do you love hot dogs and what do hot dogs mean to you? Because you can talk about stars, but stars are in the sky, man. And that's like you know dreams and shit.
This is American tacos we're talking about here.
It's still the 5-star scale, though. You know
I
what
think
mean?
I think what we really need to judge is are you a ketchup or a mustard kind of guy?
Sometimes I'm both.
Right. Well, now you're that's it's getting crazy.
Sometimes I'm
it's getting
both.
a little crazy.
If you're like over the age of 13 and you're still putting ketchup on hot dogs,
At least he's putting both. Like I'll give him that
Yeah.
because he's mixing flavors.
My
I'm
go-to
I'm
is-
always down with that.
My go-to is mustard and kraut. That's my go-to. You know what I mean? When kraut's not around, I'll give him when you want a little extra, you do a stream of mustard and a stream of ketchup. Okay?
see, I go for the onions. The onions and the tomato
Onions.
sauce.
Makes-
Mustard and onions.
See, just burn it for me.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, a good burn.
Oh, crispy.
Crispy. Oh,
Like where it's not
Oh,
even,
absolutely.
you can't really even taste the dog anymore.
Yeah,
like, kind of
exactly.
like it's almost you taste like too much char.
Not quite. I'm not quite that far into it, but I want nice char on my dog.
Oh,
Yeah, I want
absolutely.
I want it to be black. I want it to have a
I
lot
want,
of black
I want to
spots.
taste the char in every bite.
Yeah.
That's how I like the bagels, man. We had this discussion.
Yeah, you gotta burn it. Burn it good. See, you bring up food, it just changes the conversation
Yep.
right away. That's it.
Meanwhile,
So back to what I was saying. No, okay.
So who's going first?
All right.
you
I
go
got
first. Go ahead.
Yeah, you go.
Meanwhile,
You brought it up. Go. Actually, you know what? No, hold on, because I'll burn through mine pretty quick.
Okay.
I'll just burn off mine. So this week in the meanwhile, I got Zygote, which is another short from Oats Studios. I've been talking about those guys
I
every
missed
week.
it.
I put it into our little chat
And I didn't watch it,
just
I'm
a little
sorry.
quick behind the scenes convo. Let's use that little chat between us to kind of like do that during the week. You want to just
Okay.
throw a trailer in because you're like, oh, maybe we'll talk about it, maybe we won't, but I want to show you guys, or I want to make sure you guys saw it, so at least we'll have that conversation or a
Yeah.
link or something. Let's keep that as our little place to kind of like do that kind of thing. Share. We'll share in there.
But how was it?
It was good. It was good. It's Aliens meets The Thing. That's the tone. But with all of these, they feel just this was like the other ones feel perfect in length, like, and not that this is a bad thing, but this one feels like, ooh, I definitely wanted more. Like with the other ones, it was like, oh, I felt just about right. I can know if I got like a lot more, it'd be too much. But this felt like, oh. Like, if there would have been more, I probably would have... Actually, you know what, now that I think about it, if I had been more, I probably would have been like, oh, it leaned too hard on being the thing it was trying to pay homage to.
So,
Like,
so,
you know.
so who played Ben Grimm?
So, wrong thing, but, you know,
Sorry.
do your thing. But...
You would be a good Ben Grimm.
Yeah, you know what?
I couldn't do the voice.
We'll air
do the voice, you know what I'm saying?
I can't.
I gotta get that deep.
Yeah, we'll modulate it. We'll do it in post. We'll do it in post. You just come up with a kind of like a talk like
what's
this
his
kind of thing.
girlfriend's name?
Hey, Reed. Alicia. Hey, Alicia.
I know you're blind, but feel this. It's big, right?
It's hard enough for you.
That's just my finger.
Hard as a rock, baby. Hey, Reed. What's going on, Reed?
But yeah,
I'll kick your ass, Reed, if you don't make me human.
That's my best Michael Chiklis.
all right. So yeah, Zygote is the newest one. Aliens meets The Thing, kind of a thing.
I'm sold
situation
on
going.
cash.
Cash. And when you see the creature, it's like, oh, okay,
Rupees.
That's different. The other thing is, I caught the first half of Glow season 1 on Netflix,
I got through it all.
and it's much more fun than I thought it was going to be. And as much as it's like, okay, like you can see where it's all going and how they're pacing it out and all that stuff. It's still really good. It's still a lot of fun to watch them. Also, too, I'm a little taken aback by like how much they're trying to ugly up Allison Brie.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, okay, she looks like she might have a drug problem now. I know you're just trying to make her look like unattractive, but now I'm like worried about her.
That perm,
It looks like
man.
Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, it's like, they put a little too much, like, just to flatten out her color, and then like the baggage under the eyes and shit sometimes, like some shots where they're like, especially when it's like about how ugly she is.
Yeah.
Like she's supposed to be like the not good looking one. So when they cut to her for that shot, it seems like they picked like just the best light to make her look as shitty as possible, but it's really funny. It's really good. It's all about like the startup of Glow Wrestling back in the days. They're taking liberties with it. It's not like the verbatim story.
Oh no, not at all.
You know what I mean? They're kind of just doing their own thing. But it's got Mark Maron as like the seedy director guy who's kind of slow throwing it all together. And it's funny. It's not as over the top as you would think they might go for, but it's still really good. I'm not going to say it's wholesome in any way or anything like that. But
okay.
it's not like...
Okay, so was I right in saying Mark Maron gives the most Jersey performance?
He is the best kind of like that guy. Like, yeah, my fucking underwear are dirty, or like a sleazy kind of dude like that I've seen in a long time. That's got like sleazy, but it's got heart kind of guy.
Yeah, there's dimension
Like,
there.
Yeah, like I'm just trying to do the fucking job. If you guys can't do the job, then fuck you. Like, get out. Like, you know what I mean? It's like really kind of very matter of fact, and it's all like, you're not getting any sage wisdom from him. Like, you're gonna get. Look, like like the point blank, it's a job, it's work, it's life. Let's do it or go home. Like, you're not gonna. It's that wisdom. It's
I'm not Vince McMahon, and you're not Eric Bischoff.
right. But
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Get in the ring or don't get in the ring.
Right. You're not going to get any heartwarming stories of
if you
care or
don't want to get
concern
in the
from
ring,
him,
I'll grab the lady out in the middle of the third row over here.
Yeah.
And
it's a
put
little
her
bit
in
of
the
that.
ring.
Yeah.
Get in the ring, motherfucker.
It's a
Get
little
in the
bit-
ring, motherfucker.
Well, even just like
Well, Guns
that,
N' Roses for you.
that first scene with Allison Brie, where he's just like, I don't know if I like your face. Like when I first see him, like, okay, she's hot, I can dig it. But the more I look at you, the less I just go, I don't know.
Yeah, right. It's all this kind of stuff about her. She's just not appealing. He's just like, I don't know what to do with you. What does he call her? Like homegrown or something like that?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's got some weird nicknames for her every now and then. But it's really good. It's fun. It's worth checking out. And also in my thing, I finally saw Midnight Special, which has got Zod and a little kid with superpowers. No, what's Michael Shannon?
Michael Shannon and
Michael Shannon's in it. It's this thing where the dad's kind of like going cross country. He's got a little kid with him. It's his son. The son can kind of do things.
They box giant robots.
No, that's Heath Ledger.
yeah, and the son is Jaden LeBeer, who is in St. Vincent and in the Book of Henry. Which is
That little kid is really good.
Hendry.
They don't give him enough to do in a way.
Yeah.
But he delivers fucking. He sells me on every line like that little kid.
Yeah.
But it's really great. I love the tone. I love the, like, you don't get everything, but you get just enough. Like, as far as, like, what's the deal? What's the real situation here? Nice little twists and turns. Nothing really crazy over the top as far as twists and turns. But
Yeah.
it went good places. Like, we kind of did pull a couple of little, I didn't see that coming. Really good. It's on HBO now. I only noticed it because I'll check the leaving at the end of the month kind of thing, where it's like these movies are gonna be gone.
Oh, right.
So it was on that list. So I was like, well, let me see what's I'm gonna miss my opportunity,
Yeah.
on all three. Cash. So that's it for me. Jay Belko.
Oh, yeah. Much to Ed's dismay, who doesn't like movies of this kind.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I saw a film called The Belko Experiment.
Belko, Sergeant Belko.
So this is a horror film written by James Gunn
James Gunn. I've heard of that kid.
of Guardians of the Galaxy fame, of Tromeo and Juliet fame.
Some fan he went.
So you know what kind of movie you're walking into when
right.
it comes to this. But it's basically like Office Space meets Battle Royale.
Okay.
A very, very gritty, fucked up experiment goes on in an office building in Columbia.
They lock
And
everybody in.
it's a U.S. government building.
Oh, okay.
And these people who what happened was a year before, each one of these guys had an implant to work at this place.
Okay.
in a remote section of Colombia.
Right.
Like a year. In a year, they've been working in this office building, and they were doing some, low rent government work.
Yeah.
And the movie starts with a bunch of people actually they're online in their cars, and and the military is letting them in one by one.
Gotcha.
And they're turning away certain people, and letting certain people
okay.
go in.
Right.
And I don't want to spoil the whole thing for you, but basically the whole building goes on lockdown.
Right.
And 80 people are left in the building, these 80 workers. And they have to kill like 2 people every half hour. And if they don't, like 30 people will die. Ooh. And the implants go off in their head.
Okay.
So there's a lot of fucking head explosions going on and
Nice.
stuff like that. But it's got a really good cast. John Gallagher Jr., who was in, he's the other guy in 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Okay.
It's Goodman and Winstead and him.
Okay.
Tony Goldwyn, who's always been a really good character actor. He's the shit heel and Ghost.
Okay. Oh,
Patrick
that
Swayze.
guy.
Yeah,
that guy.
He's always in everything. And it's got James Gunn's gaggle of cast of characters. Greg Henry.
Okay.
Michael Rooker. Rooker's in it.
John C. McGinley's in this too, right?
John C. McGinley. Sean Gunn is in it as well. And it is a bloody massacre, fucked up, lot of fun, because James Gunn writes like a lot of quirky, dialogue and a lot of crazy situations. But it's directed by a guy named Greg McLean, and he has done mostly horror. He did one of the best horror movies in the last 15 years. I thought was a movie called Wolf Creek. It's basically like a Crocodile Dundee guy that goes nuts. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Loosely based on a true story.
Yeah,
too.
I'm sure.
In the Australian outback.
All right. It happens.
And it was really damn good. Now, on a 5-star scale,
yes.
on the America, I'm going to give it 3.5 because I had a lot of fun with it. Again, it's a horror film. Ed's not going to like this movie. He's probably never going to watch it. But if you really want to have a fun time watching people's heads explode and people dying in the worst fucking way in office buildings.
Is it really a horror movie or is it just a thriller with gore?
It's a satirical horror comedy.
I like it. I like it already.
And it works. It actually works.
Kind of like Evil Dead.
Yeah.
In a weird way, yes.
It's got that tones of it being a romp.
Like if you guys, I know that if you guys sat and watched this, you'd laugh and you'd have a great time with it. So definitely check it out. It's got my recommendation.
Nice.
It's a fun movie.
Nice. Any rebuttals or anything? No? Okay, cool. Okay. Fine. Then be
Next.
that way. Next is the piece de resistance.
Yes. Jay and I both saw War for the Planet of the Apes.
Thank you.
Well, I sense a battle coming.
Monkeys!
War for the Planet of the Apes.
Were any of them throwing poo?
Yes.
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 Nice.
There
Good to know.
There
See,
was,
it was an important question.
There
there
you
was
go.
a poop throwing scene.
See that? Now Bob's like, oh, see, I should have went and saw it. It's right up my alley. I don't know.
We'll give Ed the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a.
Okay, that's enough. So
Awesome. 12 stars on a 4-star scale.
no, go ahead. Ed, I'm sorry.
No, this is a I would say this is the final chapter of the trilogy that sets up the Planet of the Apes mythos, which leads to a final showdown between Caesar and the remaining humans left, at least in this small patch of Earth.
Right.
And it's him trying to protect his herd.
Right.
Who are trying to find a safe place. And the first half of the movie, it's like an old Western, but told from the Indians' perspective.
Okay.
It's got this like John Ford Searchers type feel, and then there's a turn, and it's a prison camp movie that's like Bridge on the River Kwai, and it's got one bang of an ending.
A bang of an ending.
Yeah.
I can see that on the fucking
Crikey.
commercial.
Yeah,
Edward O'Hare of the Wicked Theory Podcast says, one bang of an ending.
yeah. I really enjoyed this. I think it's a 4-star for American Tacos.
4 American
4 tacos out of 5 or 4 tacos out of 4
No,
tacos?
that's on. See, this is where you and I are agreeing. They're both the same scale. To me, they're both the same scale. I would give this 4 stars and a 4-star scale, and I give this 4 American Tacos.
Fair enough.
So you should give it 5 then.
No.
Because that's
No,
the end.
because you don't understand. 4 stars is 100%.
So, but 5 is
so it's
100% too.
No, it's not. 5 is 125%.
See, this is exactly what I'm fucking talking
That's
about.
what I'm talking.
And that's what I'm talking about. Is that you each got your own thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Neither of which is mine,
Both of you arm wrestle.
and neither of which I can give a fuck about. Ed's going off the scale. Jay's just trying to find his scale in relation to what we were doing here. I didn't even realize you were going like scale plus.
If you can't give it, what I'm saying is if you can't give it 5, then you can't give it 4 on the 4-star scale. You'd have to give it 3.5.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is that the movie that I would give 5 stars on the 4-star scale is 5 American Tacos.
It's not. That's
Yeah,
doesn't
which means
calculate.
it goes above and beyond. It's something
See,
that's like.
But that's hipster douchebag shit.
But then that's
that's
still
what he's-
kind of like saying
Yeah.
4 stars equals 80%.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, on either scale, Jay's not going past the limit.
Yes.
100 is
are.
100.
In very, very rare instances.
You go off the Richter scale.
Yes.
You're like it's 100 points on this quiz, guys. But
Yes.
I'll give you as a plus if you write your fucking name correctly. Like you know what I mean? This kind of shit.
You know, you give the bonus question
Well,
at the
for
end.
whatever. Right.
You
For
know?
extra credit points.
Yeah.
We're not
Yeah.
doing extra credit points here.
it-
I didn't know you
yeah.
were doing an extra credit
It's the
scale.
19th hole in mini golf, where if you get a hole in one, you get a free game.
The only reason there's a 19th hole like that in mini golf because the 19th hole in real golf is where everyone goes and gets drunk.
And it's mini golf. All the rules have been changed, I think, for mini golf. Even the keeping score. By the time it's over, no one's fucking playing
Not
that
in the
game.
O'Hare family.
Oh, well, I'm sure.
If I'm playing
sure.
mini golf, I have to have a joint and a shot
That's what I'm saying.
And
I think
perhaps
I don't think in real golf they do that.
There were fist fights.
and an Alka-Seltzer.
See, but that's what I'm saying. See, here's the thing. I didn't realize that, Ed, that you were kind of saying, like, oh, you can go off the scale.
Yeah.
I thought you were just saying, like, that last, like, half of a rating is, like, near impossible to get. No one ever really gets that. No one gets a perfect 5. 4.5 is like a miracle if you're lucky. I didn't know you could go 5+ or 4+.
But that's on
Like,
his scale.
That's
personal
what I mean.
scale.
And since you're doing your own scale, like in a way, like you're having your thing is a different thing. Like, you know, the thing you're talking about, and come to find out, Ed's been playing by his own rules since day one. At least you were playing by the rules that were established,
Well,
Jay.
I still don't.
There were no rules.
Yes, yes, it was. It was 5 fucking tacos. There was no Ed plus more if you feel like it
I
gives
think we
you
got
a
to fire
boner.
Ed. I think we got to fire Ed.
But Ed, you have to understand what
But
I'm
that
saying.
is the way I always understood the 4-star
but that
scale.
doesn't- no.
There's nothing really ever deserves
No.
more than 4.
Did anybody-
Unless, like, you know, this is like.
But then why have a 5-star scale then? You know what I'm saying?
Like, then the scale's really 5.5.
or the scale, or your,
6.
or what you're saying is that this is a 3.5-star film on a 4-star scale.
No, it's a 4-star movie.
Okay, so there is. So then you give it 5.
No,
'cause
it's 4 American tacos.
All right.
So-
You don't understand. It's you're giving
No,
it 100%
you don't
of the
understand.
You're giving it 100% of the rating.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So what's 100% of 5 American tacos?
4.
No, it's not. See, that doesn't make any sense.
No, because
You guys
5.
lower his fucking
5
mic.
means you go above and beyond. 5 means it's 125%. To get a 5, you.
If the best grade
But
on a
then, Ed,
4-star
that doesn't-
scale, the best grade on a 4-star scale is 4. The best grade on a 5-star scale is 5.
You can't just.
No. No.
doesn't make
so
sense.
Ed, every time you have been giving a 4.5, you have actually been going above and beyond, but not in a perfect sense. Does that make any sense?
It doesn't make sense
I
at all.
don't think I've ever given a 4.5.
If you did, it was like once, maybe.
Yeah.
And I can't recall when that might have
Yeah,
been.
I've given out 1.5, and that was Captain America: Civil War.
See, I gave 4.5 a couple times, but that's why I'm retracting it because I don't think they're 4.5. But 100% of the 5-star scale is 5 stars. That's it. That's the limit.
Yeah, no, it's 4.
That's incorrect. That's incorrect. I mean, I know we don't do math here, but that's fucked up.
I didn't realize that Ed's math was the worst math. I didn't realize.
I think this is all going on because we don't do math here.
I think I should
not
have.
true,
I
though.
think, you know what? I think for a show that's we don't do math.
It's
I
basic math.
I should have never brought numbers into it.
Yeah.
We should have just been like, yes, no,
Well,
maybe.
that's like no one ever gets
So-
5 stars in movie ratings
No,
anyway.
So basically,
No, but-
all the reviews that we've done on the show now don't mean a damn thing because everyone's given a different fucking meaning of what it is.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, exactly. It doesn't
That's kind
measure.
of that's kind of what's been going on.
That's kind of what's.
Can you agree with that?
going
That
on.
it doesn't measure now?
But they're not the same scales.
So
I mean, at least
Evidently not.
I'm just saying. I mean, if you can have a scale that's going to go past
100%.
100%, then like it just doesn't like you can't then say like
You basically break the scale.
like I didn't know like other people who are at the table like didn't realize there was that wiggle room like it's perfect we can do perfect plus like sure like you know, but that's why we reserve that 5%. Like, let's say, that half, right?
Yeah.
So let's say it's like 4.5, right? There's still another whole, right? Because you got the other half of that 4 plus another half of a 5. There still is one whole worth of grading room.
Right.
That-
But perfection has already been reached.
Well, I mean,
Right, no, because at 4 stars you're at 100%, so perfection has already been reached.
and here's the other thing too. Like, if a perfect 5 is the thing that's like, well, we don't ever really give that out anyway, or a 4.5, like, we don't really ever give that out anyway. What are you ever gonna need the extra over 5 for? Like the 5.5? Like, or the
No. You never go over 5. That's just
You don't go over 4, in my opinion, either. But that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna, if there's a 5-star rating and the 5 is the limit, that's what you're giving it. Then if you're gonna go 4 out of 4,
5 isn't really the limit though. 4 is the real limit. 4 is the
then
real
fuck
limit.
the other star. Then that's what I'm saying.
then
We
4
don't need
should
it.
just be the limit.
4 should be the limit then.
You know?
Absolutely.
And then getting a 4 is the near impossibility.
Right.
You know?
No.
Just as much as getting a 5 was a near impossibility.
No. See, this is what you don't understand. Is like 4 means you did everything that you were supposed to. 5 means it's
On a-
this
on a-
extra sense of specialhood.
So basically, at that point, that's 65% because 65% is a passing grade.
no,
you did everything you're supposed
The
to.
passing grade is the 3.
On a 5-star scale.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Ed. What's your favorite movie? The Sting, right?
No, The Usual Suspects.
The Usual Suspects. All right, that's you give that 5 American tacos.
Yes.
All right, and what do you give it on the 4-star scale?
5. I get a 5-star movie.
All right, you just proved you made no fucking sense whatsoever.
Because he changed the scale on you.
You can't. It doesn't make sense. 100%.
So
It's not 4
100%.
stars on a 5-star
Right.
scale.
Because
Perfection is
100% on a
5 stars.
4-star on a
Beyond
5-star
perfection
scale
is
is 4
5 stars.
stars.
But that's not how they calculate it. 5
That's
stars
how
is
it's
100%.
always been
No, it's
calculated.
not. No, there's no such thing as past 100% on a 5-star scale.
You ever have a test with a bonus question?
No,
That's what it is.
no. You give it 3.5 out of 4.
Can't we
No,
all,
it's 4
can't we all
American
just get
tacos.
along?
It's 4 stars out of 4 for you.
Yes, and it's 4 American tacos.
Then it's 5 American tacos.
No. This is not 5 American tacos.
Then it's not
No,
4
no,
stars
no.
either.
No, it's 4 stars.
It's 3.5 out of 4. 4 out of 5 American tacos.
No, it's 4 American tacos and it's 4 stars. Like okay. So here's what I would say to you: if you let me give Usual Suspects a 5th star, it would get a 5th star. If I'm only allowed to give it 4, then I guess I'm giving it 4.
But
But it's really better than 4.
But you're giving it. It still doesn't make sense.
But that's only in contextualization of knowing that a 5-star scale exists in comparison to the 4-star scale you're being forced to use.
This is exactly
For you
my
to say,
debate.
on a 4-star scale it's a 4, but it's really a 5.
Yeah.
It's just by saying like it's a 5-star movie on a 5-star scale, but it's really a 6.
No.
Yeah, that's
Because
what
you're
you're
going
You
saying.
can't go over. You can't go to over 5.
You-
That's just insanity.
Now you're just being a-
Now you're being crazy.
Now you're being silly. Now you're being silly.
No.
Now you're being silly. Because you know what I'm saying.
Can we talk about the movie now?
What movie was it?
War of the Planet of the Apes.
Recommended or no?
Oh, it's a high recommendation.
High recommendation.
Yes.
I like the sound of that. That I understand.
All right. On a 4-star scale,
Don't fucking stop.
4-star movie.
There you go. That's it. That's it.
4 American Tacos, baby.
On a 4-star scale.
You know what, Bill? Remember when you were talking about how maybe we should restructure the American Taco on Wicked Theory? I think tonight might have to be that night. Because I can't. I just can't.
Next week we might have a new rating system. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Heno says, "Keep playing, Bob."
You've been corrupted by the hipster douchebaggery of film criticism lately. Fuck that.
I don't know if that's the case. I think, you know, as much as initially, like before we got into Ed. And uncovering this about Ed, we were dealing with you, and it was like I was just kind of getting to the point of.
I never understood it because to me, I always understood like 4 was okay. This is a top-notch movie. This is one of the best you're gonna see. And 5, it's the kind of thing where like if you pull out the 4.5 or 5, you're kind of crazy. Like you're kind of almost like stupid to do that.
But that's how they judge 4-star movies on a 4-star scale. Same way.
Yeah, except when they're like above and beyond. Like you know, it's the same kind of thing where you judge the movie on its own merits.
Listen, this
you
is
judge it by what it's trying to do.
But
it's trying to do. A movie sometimes tries to do so much more than other films that it needs that extra bit of reward for hitting that mark.
But you can't give that a quantification. Like that's a thing like that has to come across in the description of like you talking about the fact that you are limited by 5. But you can sit there and say, I want to give it 6. Or if 4 is my limit, I want to give it 5, but we only do 4. Like that would be the thing to say.
Yeah.
Like, you know, not to break the scale and be like, okay, I'm Richard movie guy, and this week, although we normally do like this week I'm going over. I'm gonna give it extra. Like sure, in the New York Post, sometimes like the movie critic will do something goofy and say like, okay, instead of 5 stars, we'll just put stars across the page until it fills up the box, because that's a funny thing to do. But like to say that, you know, it's like the limit is either 5 or it's 4, but to go past it with an actual number doesn't pay respect to the line. Like, you know what I mean? To sit there and say afterwards, like, yeah, I wish I could give it more. Like, you know what I mean? Because this movie is better than the limitation of this stupid 10 apples list. I want to give it 12. I want to give it 20. This movie is the greatest thing. I made my dick hard. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I get that. But, like, I don't know. We weren't ever really kind of, like, throwing it around in that other way. Like, I didn't realize it.
I thought that was evident. I thought that's the way all movie scales worked.
No, never. That's what I'm trying to say.
I've never seen a guy that reviews movies give an extra star.
There's some cocksucking horse shit
because
right
like
here,
in every newspaper or review thing I saw, it was always like you mentioned before the show, Entertainment Weekly. They do a letter grade. I've never seen them give an extra A++. Like you get an A. Like I don't even know if you get A+.
It's because the 5-star is so rare to begin with.
Right, but that's why I think it's ridiculous to have the 5-star rating. Because for years we've been judging films on a 4-star basis for the most part.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
this is 2 separate.
If something's on a scale of 1 to 10, like for War of the Planet of the Apes, would you consider this a 10?
Heno's got a point.
It's probably like a 9.5.
It's like a 9.5 for you on a 10 scale.
Yeah.
So, but on 4 out of 4 stars, on a 4-star scale, it's 4.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And on a 5-star scale,
it's 4.
But the 4 out of 4 doesn't make sense.
And neither would out of the 10, because if you took the 5 and you doubled it, now you got an 8.
Exactly. It's what I'm trying to tell you, man.
Yeah, I know, but there's different sliding scales.
No, it's not.
There's different scales.
Yeah.
I know that's true though, because I used to go over truck scales.
Speaking of scales, Bob, I don't want you to play. We watched the children play Metal Church.
Don't know it.
Don't know that one.
No of it.
Know of it. Just don't know. Just don't know.
Metal Church. That's.
And Wesley and
you're a true metalhead if you know Metal Church.
That's true.
I think I'm having a fucking nosebleed.
Heno also wants us to do shots, but Wesley says we're far past shots.
Well, yeah.
So
we actually are far past.
So
shots.
we do American Tacos on this show, and I give this movie 4 American Tacos. Jay, what did you think of it?
First of all, you give it 5 American Tacos.
No,
That's
I gave it 4.
All right.
You're not giving it a perfect grade.
This is not. No, it did not go above and beyond. It
enough,
met
fair enough.
exactly where it had to be.
So on a 4-star scale, which 4 stars is above and beyond?
No. 4 stars means it's really, really good. You got to go see it.
There's no 5 stars on the 4-star scale.
Yes, there is.
No, there-
I see it all the time.
That's bullshit.
Are you trying?
Then
are
it
you
was
fucking
never.
bullshit?
Then it was never a 4-star scale to begin with.
All right.
All right, listen.
I don't know
listen.
if it's a bit anymore, but we have to move on.
Really, this is third base. I mean, this is like.
I can't tell. I can't. It's gone meta at this point. It's like a Family Guy bit that I don't know.
Move on
if
and
it's
read my
working.
review on Twitter. Fuck this.
They both liked it. They both recommend it. They
Yes.
both think Woody Harrelson's giving one of his best performances in a
Yes.
long time.
They must let him smoke pot on set.
Probably. And
It is California.
I don't know. I think
I'm sorry I upset everybody because I really wanted to hear what Jay thought.
It's okay. You don't make no sense, but fine. Fuck.
It's okay. Jay still loves you.
I still love you, but you don't make no fucking sense, Ed. It's ridiculous. Anywho, it's really fucking good.
So tell me about the movie. Can we just talk about the movie a little bit?
Yeah.
Let's talk
Well, I
about the
think
movie.
Ed, hit all the major points till he fucking had a hemorrhage.
I said, can we talk about the movie a little
Yes,
bit?
I'm saying he hit all the major points. It
Until
kinda
blah,
has-
blah, blah.
Movie.
It kind of goes into a Western feel, and it goes into like a prison camp film, but it also has this kind of apocalypse now kind of narrative where they're searching for this one guy.
Oh.
So it's kind of like almost where Woody Harrelson's channeling the Colonel Kurtz character a little bit.
Okay.
They're looking for him, and he has his own agenda of what's going on, even outside his own military.
Okay.
You know what I
okay.
mean? Kind of a thing. I don't want to give too much away.
Right.
But Woody Harrelson really brings it the fuck home, man.
Yeah.
It basically channels back to the actor he is. His presence on screen. Every
Sure.
time you see him on screen, it's just really riveting.
Yeah.
And this is a great fucking trilogy. Absolutely. So I am not gonna go into any American Tacos or stars or
It's a
anything. I just
full,
really
hard
like it.
recommendation.
It's a full hard recommendation for me.
And also,
You want to know what I think about it? You fucking private message me.
and you will see
'Cause I'm pissed off
You
now.
will see a lot of direct references to the original Planet of the Apes.
Oh,
and,
yeah, okay.
and some cool references beneath the Planet of the Apes.
Nice.
Some Greek symbols, Greek letters come into play here.
Oh, it's all Greek to me.
Everybody okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I got a nosebleed, Ed. No, thank you.
Oh boy! First email this week.
Wesley Stephen James.
Scratching my head here. Oh, it's from Heno.
Oh,
That's why he's in the
Heno.
chat room today.
He wants to hear us.
the
read.
newlywed.
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
He got married in like Jamaica or the islands or something.
I watched a little bit of the Periscope that he had. I didn't watch it live, but I watched it after the fact. I saw a
Yeah.
little bit of that. Yeah,
He's a good dude, man. What's going on, Heno?
Go guy. So he
in the chat
says,
room.
hello. Enjoyed the Spider-Man Homecoming review podcast. Thanks, Hannah. That lets us plug it. Hey, if you've seen Spider-Man, go listen to the special episode we did where we reviewed it. It was one of the first times that the entire crew was together, all 5 of us.
Yeah.
So he wants to know, what are your thoughts on the absolute disregard of Spider-Man's sixth sense in the MCU, his spider sense, unlike the previous flicks? It seems Spider-Man's natural abilities took a backseat to the Stark tech. That's it. Carry on. Heno. Sent from my life is unmanageable thingy. Everybody likes to edit the sent from my iPhone thing.
I think what happened was they didn't think they could show his spider sense without having to physically show his spider sense on screen. You know, like in a cartoony way.
Yeah, I can see that.
So
yeah.
they probably were trying to avoid it. I think they tried to show it just a little bit,
Like a
at
reaction time.
Yeah, in a reaction time kind of way.
Yeah,
But
I
it,
think
it
it's like-
just doesn't work. I think that's really what happened there. Because when I read about this, because this is part of a bigger issue online, a lot of people were talking about this.
Yeah, I think they actually spoke. Someone spoke to the fact, whether it was the writer or the director. Somebody spoke to the one fact of it. I forget exactly what they said, but basically it was like one of
but-
these things where I was like, "Oh, we didn't want to throw that into. Not that it's not there,
Yeah.
or we threw it away, or it's not part of the character or something.
Yeah, it's just hard to. It's something that's like hard to show without getting corny.
Yeah.
You know.
Or maybe that's something they're going to tackle in another film, maybe?
Well, what's funny is that today, because of all this D23, this Disney Expo, they showed a new trailer for Infinity War, and a lot of people were kind of tweeting out descriptions of stuff. And supposedly, in a quick shot of Spider-Man, you can see that his Spidey sense is working. That's why he moves out of the way, or something like that.
So they're going to elaborate that on in further episodes. That's cool.
Yeah. So
So maybe it's something that they've been working on, and now they figured it out.
Yeah, they just kind of put it off on the other side for a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a moving air visual. You know what
More
I
of
mean?
a blurry line, squiggle kind of thing.
Like where you know how they show like air being moved, like when you see a
Like the-
magnetic wave
yeah,
or something
right,
like that.
exactly, right.
That kind of
A
thing.
little blurry wiggle kind of a.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there's only so much that you could do. Sometimes it
Well, they're
doesn't
jamming a million
work
things.
in
Yeah.
thematically or dramatically with the writing.
Yeah.
I figure more people be complaining about the suit.
Yeah, right. Just the fact that it looks
Yeah,
like a Nike
'cause-
sponsored.
Yeah, 'cause I think part of that whole segment where he's learning about the suit
Yeah.
is really just there for filler.
Right.
So I think that's part of why the suit was really that heavy duty.
Yeah, yeah.
It had all that stuff.
I could see that a little bit.
I don't really think it was necessary.
Yeah. Well, we get into that a little bit more in the review thing, but yeah, we kind of were all kind of like agreeing, like, yeah, it got close to a line with the special abilities that you were taking in on all levels. I guess one more to kind of handle later on. Like they were leaving other stuff on the table anyway. Like, you know what I mean?
And we got to
So-
remember too that when they made this movie, they had to make sure that they made a good Spider-Man movie.
Well, that's what I mean. Like they left. There's other stuff, Spider-Man abilities that are kind of like still,
Right.
left on the table. Or the aspects of his
And
character.
that'll be good down the road because that keeps the character fresh.
Yeah, it gives them other things to kind of pay attention to later on.
As
All right.
As Peter gets more comfortable being Spider-Man, you got to do other things.
So the next one is from Agent Palmer.
Ooh.
You remember him, right?
Who?
Agent Palmer.
Oh, that guy. You mean Jason? It's my fucking name, too. Come on.
Maybe you were just talking about yourself.
Yeah. Talked to him this morning. He's enjoying a Billy Joel fireworks display at the
Iron Pigs game.
the Iron Pigs game
Didn't
tonight.
start the fire.
It's always burning.
That's the second time, like in a month, we mentioned Billy Joel.
Iron
Weren't you
Pigs.
singing? Weren't we singing New York State of Mind?
So let's go on with his email here. It's not a word of the day. It's a word for the Gentleman of the Wicked Theory podcast. I read this in a book recently, and immediately
What's that? He reads? Whoa.
slow down.
I can give context later. He actually gave me a heads up on this.
So
Flugine.
are you reading the emails ahead of time, Jay?
Flugine.
All right, here we go. I read this in a book recently and immediately thought of you guys. For context, the book was a biography of Sinatra, and the word below was described by one Dean Martin. I can't pronounce this word, but who the fuck cares? Maybe you guys will have better luck. So, in quotes is the sentence it comes from. It's a quality in Italian known as menefreghissimo. In translation, it means not giving a fuck. So, I don't know. If, Jay, you want to try to take a stab at that right there, see how that rolls off your tongue.
Menefreghissimo.
Menefreghissimo?
Menefreghissimo.
Menefreghissimo. I'm gonna say that sounds right.
I've heard it before.
Yeah, okay. Because I've never heard it. I mean, I've heard some Italian stuff, but
Yeah.
I mean, not that one. But then again,
No, because it tends to be lean towards a swear.
yeah.
Yeah,
So-
like people
so
say
you're not
that to
gonna
me
hear
a
that.
lot.
Yeah, yeah.
And, it's a-
Menefreghissimo.
There's a couple of things against the fairy. You got to be like old school,
Right, it's
probably
like-
Sicilian off the boat. You know what I mean?
Not everybody's going to know the Italian swear words.
Was that?
Not everyone's going to know the Italian swear
No,
words.
no.
And it is a language that is put together a little differently than English, so you're not going to know them when you hear them.
I learned most of my Italian by watching an Italian dubbed version of Glengarry Glen Ross that I had to quality check at my old job one time. So so there's nothing like hearing Ed Harris curse in Spanish.
So you're just glad that you're still alive today.
Oh, it's hilarious.
So you're not quality checking the translation.
No,
then?
I'm learning Italian.
Right, but you're not quality checking the translation.
No.
What are you quality checking on it?
The actual video.
Fair enough.
Because
Okay.
if there was hits or something like
Right,
that,
right.
we'd have to write it down and,
So you had
it
to
would
sit
have
there and
be-
watch it frame by frame.
Yeah, pretty much. But I was just enjoying it because...
Wait, what was that little flash there? Let me back it.
Does that get me the coffee or something?
Fuck a lot of you and fuck you all.
Only closers get coffee, something like that.
Exactly.
All right, so the next one comes from Steph Muniz.
Sammy.
Sammy.
Hey, yo, Sammy, how you doing?
She says,
Arizona's... Go ahead.
Good iced tea.
she goes, hey, yous guys, I heard Palmer was once again allowed to send in an email, so I'm just emailing to say hi. Hi.
Hey.
That'll do for me. Take care, fellas. Your pal Steph. Oh, hi,
High
Steph.
is the temperature over in Arizona is what that is.
Found out, basically, she found
what I
out her
did there?
boyfriend was writing an email, so she took a day off.
Yeah, he's got the question handled, and she's good. All right, so the next one comes from Wesley. Hey, you gentlemen. So the SDCC is next week. Any predictions or any new, for any news? And is there any panels that you're looking forward to, or that you're going to look to for news? So, I think he's got another question. Actually, let's see how many
My prediction.
He's always got like 2 or 3. Oh, he's got a few.
Pain.
San Diego Comic-Con next week. I don't know, just all the trailers
You
that
know-
come
you
out of
know,
it really
well,
these days is all I care about.
I'll tell you one panel.
Yeah,
one
you,
panel
yeah,
that
you.
I'm going to be looking toward is that Star Trek Discovery's panel.
That's Star Trek.
Someone's got to explain this. Someone's got to fucking explain this to me.
You think you're getting the whole Klingon
Like,
breakdown?
right, you
what
did-
the fuck is going on?
So you didn't see the trailer at when you at Spider-Man?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw
Okay,
that.
okay.
Yeah, we need more fucking explaining.
All right, all right.
That's not helping at all.
Like
Fair
you're,
enough,
you're
fair
not
enough.
telling me those are Klingons.
Right.
Those can't be Klingons.
No, they're the
Klingites.
thing from the Black Lagoons.
They're lagoons.
That's what they look like to me, don't they?
They're lagoons.
Yeah, no.
You know, I mean, like
The Gill Men.
like Universal was like clearing some stuff out, and
They're
they were
really
like,
bringing back
"Oh
that.
wow, look, that's it right there. That's a Klingon."
They're trying to bring back that early style. You know what I mean?
You know? Someone from the other studio was walking by their garbage dumpster and said, "Hey, I'll take that."
I don't know, but I think that's might be why we didn't get the Infinity War trailer. Like even though they showed it at San Diego Comic-Con, I mean at the Disney Expo, but they didn't release the trailer.
Yeah.
But for Star Wars, they showed the behind-the-scenes trailer thing and then released that. You know what I mean? So I think they're holding the Infinity War trailer because it's only next week. So it's like you might as well hold it one more week.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only thing that really comes out of that shit for me anymore. I mean, some big announcements and stuff like that, the surprise announcements, those kinds of things. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But like,
Yeah, I mean, well, the other thing to see is if they will announce the new Doctor Who. That's I know something that people.
yeah, well, I think that's gonna be like this weekend or next after Wimbledon, whenever this tennis
oh yeah,
game.
that's this weekend.
Yeah, so tonight then.
Oh okay.
Maybe that's
So they'll
tonight.
probably introduce him there because the Doctor Who panel is always a big thing at us.
Oh yeah, sure. So they'll bring out a new Doctor. Second question is: so it's been a year now since Pokemon Go came out. Do you know anyone that has lost their job from playing it? No.
No, because those people are douchebags.
We don't hang out with them.
No.
It's a shame because Dom was the one in the group who was actually actively playing that.
I think he's the only
Well, he's also like 20 years old, right?
yeah, I mean, he gave it a shot. He got caught in that bug, the
No,
initial
but
bug.
I remember one episode he came on. And he was talking about he was just walking, through this schoolyard, this basketball court. On a grammar school near his house. And it
Yeah.
was just people wandering around.
Yeah,
looking
like
for
zombies.
Pokemon.
Yeah, and he was done with it. I think the
Yeah.
thing was he was done with it too.
Yeah.
I think he was talking about how that was the moment. So yeah, I don't know anybody that's still playing it, and I think everyone's moved on to fidget spinners, and then now fidget spinners are probably on their way out, and everyone's gone back to just jerking off whenever they get a chance. All right, so what do you think would be the hardest activity? There you go.
Oh, that's what that is?
Just stop. Just stop, you with your
wait,
bits. You with your bits.
I, for a second there, I was wondering if it was the.
I don't know if it's his bit now. No,
The
he
Star
plays it
Wars,
so
the
straight.
Star Wars things. Remember the pictures?
Oh, I don't remember what they're called. I don't remember what they're called. But yeah, that's.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Anything else about like any other things?
I guess we'll find
We
out.
got you covered now. Netflix and chill, and that sound's been masturbation the whole time.
Oh,
So
okay.
now all mysteries are revealed, right?
Explains a lot about my freshman year at college.
There you go. What do you think would be the hardest everyday activity in zero gravity?
There you go, Bill.
Climaxing when you're jerking off.
I'm getting close. I can't finish. I don't know. Just anything you have to do in zero gravity is probably pretty fucking difficult. But
Well,
the
yeah,
hardest.
there's no gravity, so I guess when you're taking a dump,
Oh yeah, going to the bathroom.
you've got to push extra hard so that it actually gets far away from your ass cheeks.
Well, I wonder if there's a NASA, what the NASA setup for taking a shit is.
There's got to be some kind of
There's
suction
some sort of-
involved.
Because here's the thing.
Tube bag or something, right?
Yeah, but who knows with them? Like, you know what I mean? Maybe there's an apparatus you got to insert. Who knows?
You just got to hold a Poland Spring bottle
You know?
to the head of
What
your
if you
dick
got
and
the
piss.
diarrhea?
Basically, it's got to be a vacuum, right?
Well,
I
what if
mean,
you got diarrhea, right? It's got to, you got to, like...
That would just be terrible.
That's what I mean.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
no matter what you
Somebody's
do,
got to put that in the film.
you got to go a special room, right? You got to go, like, a special area, right? We got to put you outside the airlock for that, just in case, right?
I think that's what happened. That's why we always see guys.
Just
Yeah.
go, just hang your ass out. Just hang your ass
Now,
out.
Joe's going to go outside for a spacewalk.
Yeah. It's going to Browntown.
We all,
Spacewalk to Browntown.
yeah, we all took a vote, and he had to get outside.
Yeah.
Shit.
He's banging on the window, but we're not letting him in. He forgot to take the paper with him. All right, so tomorrow, Ed, speaking of your question, so tomorrow we find out who the new doctor is for Doctor Who. Does anyone care, and do you have any predictions?
I don't care.
Well, everyone was talking about a female doctor.
I want
I'd be-
like Joe Pesci.
That's the New York version.
This is
And the three of
that was
all
actually-
of us would be glued to the.
That was actually
Tube at that
that was
point.
like Brewer's
Wasn't-
fucking version of
wasn't-
Pesci
was-
back on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
I want fucking Pesci.
There you go.
Oh yeah, the Joe Pesci show.
I mean, that is the one thing. If you hired an American actor to be Doctor Who, it's like having an American play James Bond.
Oh.
Like they just wouldn't stand
No,
for it.
no, boycott. They'd burn it down.
You'd have-
Americans
yeah,
would too.
You have riots in the streets.
Yeah.
Like they would burn down Parliament. That
Yeah.
would be how they burn.
Yeah.
Parliament has nothing to do with Doctor Who.
No, we know better. We
I
know
want
better not to fuck with
Joe
that.
Pesci as the assistant.
What the fuck are you doing?
What the fuck are you doing, Doc? Yo, I'm over here. What's
Hold
the
him.
matter with you?
Keep him here. I'll be right back. Just hold him. Just keep him here.
No,
just keep him
but
here.
You want me to stay here in outer space with this friggin' telephone booth here while you go do something? No.
Fucking stuttering
I'm
little
going with
fucking
you.
mutt. You know that?
There you go. There you go. This fucking alien with his fucking tentacle face.
You've been doing this all night to me, you motherfucker.
Keep him here, Hendry.
Hendry.
Who's Hendry? Isn't that your first
Yeah,
name?
you doing Hendry?
Phil Hendry. He's a radio host in
Gotcha. Right.
California.
Yeah. Good
He's
job.
famous for doing characters.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
All right.
Bobby Dooley.
Bobby Dooley. Excellence in radio broadcasting. All right. So.
No, that's Rush Limbaugh.
No, sorry. No, I don't think I put that in.
Was that?
No, I did. Did I? No. What? No, I didn't. All right. He
You
signs off with a quote, and he sent me clips.
Oh, okay.
So I thought maybe I preloaded this one. I didn't. You finally did it, you maniacs! You blew it up. God damn you! God damn you! All to hell! Planet of the Apes.
You maniacs!
You blew it up.
Damn you all to hell!
I knew I didn't have to do it. I knew
The forbidden
somebody.
zone was once a paradise. Your breed made an abomination of it ages ago.
He needs to watch Dana Gould. This guy, if anybody needs to know more about fucking...
I've seen him.
Oh, you've seen it all?
Because Fathom Events at AMC had they released the original Planet of the Apes on the screen, and it was bookended by an interview with him and Ben Mankiewicz. And it was actually pretty funny.
No, but there's a Kickstarter. When MST3K was doing their Kickstarter for their show that got on Netflix.
Yeah.
He did Dana Gould as Dr. Zaius, as William Shatner.
Oh, cool.
Reciting Santa Claus is coming to town.
So it was layers. It was
Right,
layers.
yeah.
So he gets.
That's pretty cool.
He goes down in a hole, and then at the end he comes back like out, like it's funny. It is
Cool.
funny. It's a little lengthy for the bit, but it's funny.
Has anyone seen William Shatner doing Iron Man? That's actually a scary thing.
Yeah. Well, we kind of experienced some Shatner here before.
The Ozzy
And we have
song,
some after
not
shows
Yes.
and some after show stuff. After show
Buck Murdoch
shenanigans.
at Alpha Beta Base, in Airplane 2.
What?
When William Shatner was
yeah,
an
when-
airplane.
Oh my God! Okay.
He was on the lunar base.
Right. Oh,
Buck
I
Murdoch?
haven't seen that in so
That's the
long.
best.
I haven't seen
What's
it in
his
so
name?
long.
Ted Stryker. Stryker? Not Ted Stryker. Why, do you know him? No, never heard of him. Actually, that's not true. We were like brothers once, until that day over Macho Grande. Over Macho Grande? No, I don't think I'll ever be over Macho Grande.
Do you also know the Miracle on Ice speech?
10 times.
Are we done with dialogue?
Yeah.
Soliloquies and
Think so.
such? Because we're really at the end, kids. At the emails. After the emails, that wraps it up. And Wesley, thank you very much for that email. But that is the last one for this week.
By the way, because I know I've had to ask, do you have the DCTV report loaded?
I do.
Oh, awesome.
I came prepared, and you watched me do it.
Thank you.
Thanks for putting me on
Did
the
you give that 5 stars?
spot. Just when you think it's over.
That's my final thought.
That's your. That's it.
That's it.
That's
it.
TV.
That's Jay's final thought of
Yeah.
the week for this first half of the show. If you're listening live, don't worry. Don't go anywhere. There's more show to come. If you're listening to us on iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher, hey, we do this live every Saturday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Those episodes, if you miss them, the only place to find them is over on our Patreon, which, would be great for you, anybody out there who's not supporting us to maybe help us out. But for $1, for $1 a month, for the price of a cup of coffee, keep the show alive, keep it going.
What are you, Bonnie Franklin?
You like that? For the price of a cup of coffee. That's not my Bonnie Franklin. That's
You could
somebody
help
else.
save a
It's a
child.
lot more than a cup of coffee. For a
What?
cup of coffee now.
Well, it depends on where you get it. What size?
I mean,
Cup
of coffee is like $23 now.
well,
right?
where are you going? Starbucks in Manhattan? Well, yeah, then it's like 23 for like a small.
Yeah.
Or whatever small is, like petite, or whatever they call it. So, yeah, if you want to help out the show, check us out on Patreon. $1 a month gets you at least 4 episodes a month, plus a whole back catalog. And to anybody who's been waiting for episodes, I put one up today. I'm trying to catch up. I did fall behind. And I do owe you for June, the Patreon episode. It's also sitting in the can. I have to just put it up.
Just throw it up there, man.
I have to just put it up there. And we have to do another one for July.
It's like that in the ass. In the ass, I fucked them.
Jesus. Oh, my God. I don't even know what that's about.
That's Billy Bats.
Well, yeah. Billy Bats.
Fucking break up my body.
I'm breaking up the party right now. Jay, where can people find you on the internet?
I'm at 4-star scale at
At 4-star.
I'm Uncle Jay, soon to be Reverend Jay, at Jason Chicklees at
Nice.
Twitter's.
I'm at Edward O'Hare TBD.
Brother Bob on the Twitters. Where can people find you?
Are we sure?
Yeah. We're going for it, buddy.
At Bob WTPC.
All right. And I'm at Wicked Theory on the Twitter.
Hey, Jay. Get your shine box.
And
Kids like that in the ass. In the ass, I fucked them.
you can
Fucking break up my body.
You can find the show at
What do you
wickedtheory.com.
think you say, Bill?
And that's going to do it. Bob, take us out of here whenever you're ready, Freddie.
Free bird. Flash.
To understand what I'm about to tell you, you need to do something first. You need to believe in the impossible. Can you do that?
Welcome to the DCTV report for the week ending Saturday, July 15th, 2017. I'm Edward O'Hare, nicknamed To Be Determined. Preacher is starting to hit its stride as our lone show for this summer. I've also thrown in a retro pick that goes back to the very beginning of DC animation on TV. Let's jump right in. Monday, Preacher. The hollow projectors in hell were on the fritz, and Eugene had to mingle with his fellow damned. He made friends with Hitler, learned that people in hell are supposed to be mean, and ended up joining in on a beatdown of Adolf to look cool. Jesse and Cassidy discovered that the fake god they met in Anvil was actually a local New Orleans actor who was shot in the chest so he could play the part from heaven. Tulip was brought to Victor and given the stink eye by all her old friends. Jesse tracked her down, fought Victor's torture expert, and was choking out Victor when Tulip revealed that Victor was her husband. Last minute reveal, the Saint of Killers was strolling down the highway, about to cross a bridge into New Orleans. Finally, our retro pick for this week, The New Adventures of Superman, Season 1, Episode 11, The Neolithic Nightmare, which first aired October 15th, 1966. This is the original Filmation cartoon adventures of Superman, which featured Clayton Bud Collier, as Clark Kent / Superman, who'd been playing that character since the radio days in the 1940s. Also, Jackson Beck as the narrator, and Jack Grimes as Jimmy Olsen, who had also taken on both those parts when Superman was on the radio. This is it's a fun, kind of basic 6-minute episode of Clark, Jimmy, and the copy boy Beanie wandering through an ice cave. And Jimmy falls in, and Superman has to go in and save Jimmy from all of these cool monsters. There's a spider, there's a dragon, there's a frog, there's this weird kind of bird thing. And it's just like, basically what you would imagine as a Silver Age comic book from the 50s or 60s, brought to life on a really, really cheap TV budget. But you can't help but love this. And I would really recommend that anyone interested in classic Superman check this out. You can find it if you dig really hard in places, but it is available on DVD as The New Adventures of Superman in a box set. Really recommend this, and I hope you guys enjoy it if you can find it. So that's the DC TV report for this week. You can find me here and on the Wicked Theory podcast live every Saturday night at 7 p.m. Eastern on Mixlr. Feel free to download us wherever good podcasts are given away for free, and visit us at wickedtheory.com. I'm Edward O'Hare, and this has been a Wicked Theory Studios production.